If you've ever wondered what spending 6 years in a single Minecraft world looks like, you're in luck, because I just hit 6 years in my stream-only hardcore Minecraft world, surviving over 5,000 hours of real-life playtime with no AFKing, no decorative or build mods, and did it all with 1 life. Today, I'm going to be showing you an entire world tour of all of my builds, as well as walk you through some of my goals and current projects too. So settle in and don't forget to like and subscribe now, as I'd really appreciate it. But now, on to the video. Welcome in. We're gonna do a 6-year world tour. It is officially our anniversary of 6 years in this hardcore Minecraft world. So we are gonna show everything that I did whenever we started, which was 6 years ago as of yesterday, which is wild. So this is the current mega build that has been going on. So this actually started I think it was like January 3rd last year. So I've been on this project as well for about a year. And yeah, this is my witch farm project. So the reason it's my witch farm project is it has my witch farm inside, which is in this perimeter. So everything is centered around this, which has had a little bit of progress since the last time I've done it too. And here is the witch farm inside. So to firstly give you a rundown, this whole project was inspired by Hansel and Gretel and a gingerbread house. So my plan for this is to actually have it. Let me land up here. My plan for this is to actually build a giant gingerbread house. And if you've ever played the game Candyland, which is kind of what this is built like, or based on, Candyland and Snakes and Ladders, it's a little bit of a hybrid. So this right here is where the big gingerbread house is going to go. And the reason I turned it into Candyland is because when I was thinking Hansel and Gretel, gingerbread house, blah, 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 thinking about how like I would decorate the gingerbread house with all the candy. And I was like, I needed a theme that would be able to kind of like run through the entire project, and went with Candyland. So that's what this giant board is. I get asked all the time, what are those rainbow squares? It is kind of inspired by Candyland. Candyland and Snakes and Ladders, we call it Tandyland, but it is a hybrid kind of project. So yeah, so it's very big. It's not a full perimeter, but it's enough where I'm standing on the surface that the farm still runs without loading in, at least like any of the caves that were underneath here. So I also tried my best to light them all up as well. So here's the collection, is under here. And this is a Little Mermaid themed area. So this is supposed to be like Ursula's throne kind of bit. And that's that lovely block right there is what I popped my most recent totem from on my birthday, which I'm very disappointed about. I popped a totem for the first time in 5.5 years. On my birthday on this magma block right here. So that was what kind of caused it. Popped it underwater, on fire, in lava, underwater, which make it make sense, but that's what occurred. And then so this is, did I ever name that cat? No, I didn't. And then I have all of the storage for all of the drops from the witch farm. So witch farms actually give you so many different items, which is a really like a good plus if you're looking to make a witch farm or you want to know the reasons to make one. You get a few different items. So you can get spider eyes, glass bottles, you can get sticks. So great if you have like a Fletcher trade. I know you can trade sticks that way. We also have glowstone dust, sugar, which I don't really, there we go. I'm like, I don't know which chest this is in. Sugar, and lots and lots of redstone. Their redstone got buffed. Their redstone drops got buffed quite recently. So they actually give you a lot of redstone now, which is huge. If you like building farms, this witch farm will allow you to get extra, like basically do extra farms, and also gives you gunpowder as well. So yes, drops lots of different items, which I love. And then with shaders on, I do like this area with shaders on. It's kind of vibey, so I'll turn them on. You can kind of also see a little, if you peek up here, you can kind of see into the perimeter. So I did do this out of glass, so you can kind of see into it. But yeah, fully underwater, it's pretty cool. I think it's kind of vibey, and it was, all the purple is supposed to be Ursula inspired. This farm is based on Ray's Works farm, but I tweaked it a little bit to make it work for how I needed it to work. Also hooked it up to a auto sorter and decided to build a perimeter for it as well. A mini perimeter. Then I have all of these automatic night vision potions. So this is where all my night vision potions are made. You just hit this button like this, and I did break it the other day, so hopefully it works. And then these just give me 8-minute night vision potions. And I suppose you'd probably count this as a farm. So good thing to mention. All right, let's just wait till these definitely actually come out of here. And make sure it, you know, double check it definitely works. Oh, yep, you see that? And then they just all automatically end up into these barrels. And I use night vision potions a lot. Speaking of, do I have? Yeah, I have some in here. So there's my potion chest. But yeah, so let's also quickly look at my statistics just to like kind of get a good feel for where we're at. So my time played is 0.57 years. So over the course of 6 years, I've played around 5,000 hours, fully streamed, no AFK. Yeah, so here's some of the stats. Let's go to my times mined. My most mined block is Netherrack at 4.2 million. Then we have 3.1 million. I've also killed quite a few mobs. My most killed mob is Enderman, because I do have an Enderman farm. It's at 125,000. 125,000 Endermen. And then my second most killed mob is a Wither Skeleton at 36,000. So 36,000 Wither Skeletons killed, which is, again, it's quite a lot. And I have farmed for those, so it makes sense. But yeah. Oh, and then times broken actually is a good stat. I like looking at this because I have broken 863 diamond pickaxes. Got to get that number to 1,000. So a quick little overview here. Some of the first things I did over here, but let's kind of talk about the Nightmare Before Christmas area, because this is kind of, I don't know, my first like completed POI of this space. So to kind of also give you a little indicator, I can turn off shaders in a second too. So a little like what's happening with this area is I'm building my own custom lands. So there's going to be 12 different lands in this space. So my very first completed one was the Nightmare Before Christmas area. Oh, I just like it, guys. I love it so much more without shaders on. It's like just so much more vibrant. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so let's kind of do this, and I'll explain kind of everything that's been going on here. Okay, so let's kind of go over what we got here. So this building actually is one of my favorite buildings in the entire game. This is my Hocus Pocus themed house. So if you've like seen the Hocus Pocus house, like the witch's kind of house, that's what this is based on. Even got like the little water wheel with a slimy river here, and I just love it. I don't know, I tried really hard on it, and it's quite large too. We even have Binks here. So here's Binks, and there may or may not be an interior yet. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna fill it. I'm gonna fill eventually, okay? So when I say completed, I should say like not super completed yet. Most like a lot of things in this world. But here is the little Halloween spectacular stream. We had a ton of people here for that, which was awesome. So that was, yeah, Halloween 2025 is when this actually got built. At least there is a back to the build, I think. That would be a no. There is not actually a back to the build. There is a back. The back exists. It's just not detailed. So, anyway. So yeah, so what we have... Oh, hang on. No guests allowed during the tour. This is a private tour. So here's this mountain. I custom built this thing. All of the terrain here that you see that has been done has been like custom. So like all this has been done. Yeah, so I built this, which you can probably tell a little bit better from the back. This is what it looks like. Usually the way that I build my mountains, I start with the framework and then kind of just end up filling it all in. So yeah, all this has been custom built. And then I have obviously the very iconic Nightmare Before Christmas spiral hill. I also have a little fountain, and if you're wondering why there's this green, fluorescent green, slimy river kind of running through here, that is actually all based on this little pond. So in Nightmare Before Christmas, during actually the This Is Halloween song, there is this fountain. There's this little town fountain, and it's green. And so I thought it would be cool to kind of like have that spreading throughout the entire like island here. So that's why all the green kind of exists. What is What's going on? Oh, did I not? I didn't put the carpet back there? Oh, no. All right, add that to the to-do list. I didn't put the carpet back on this section. Whoopsies. Add that to the list. But yeah, so there's the hill. Here is Jack Skellington's house right here. There's nothing in it, but it exists, so that's cool. Then we also have right here, we have Oogie Boogie. So there is a cow in there. We have Oogie Boogie's slash, like, I don't know, Lock, Shock and Barrels, I guess, house, tree house kind of thing. And then we also have the cage where Sally was kept at one point, I think, in here. So I even built a little hanging cage, which I thought was cool, and the pipe that runs through and all of that. What else do we have? Oh, and then we have Town Hall as well. So here's Town Hall. I need to fix this because the clock always gets broken. But here's Town Hall. This does have an interior, and this is where I keep 2 of my Halloween mobs, my bogged mobs. And we also have like a little prediction here when we click a button and see what comes out of it. So yeah, this does have a little bit of an interior, slightly. And then another one of my favorite parts, which did take me embarrassingly like 8 hours to do, but this little door here is actually Coraline. So it's a Coraline themed area where she goes to the other house, and she goes through the tunnel. And so here's the Coraline themed tunnel that takes you. It's actually a shortcut on the board. So you'll kind of see that. I have some shortcuts integrated. So for example, if you landed on this square, if you actually played the game, if you landed on this square, you would travel through. And that's why I kind of did it this color, because it's blue. So I did the shortcut being a blue block to a purple block, because that's the theme of like the tunnel. And so yeah, you come under here, and I'll make that a little bit more accessible. And then you end up on this square. So yeah, it's a little bit of a shortcut. So now that you've seen most of this, I'm actually not done yet. There's a few little other things in here that I think is just cute. I used to have mobs in here, but I'm pretty sure they got struck by lightning and all perished, which was quite sad, because they were jack-o'-lantern mobs as well. But here is Zero's little house, which I thought was kind of fun. So I did Zero's house. Then just like a few little graveyardy areas, like a little pumpkin patch, and yeah, little graveyards. So that's what that section is. And then every one of these POIs, guys, so like every themed land is actually going to have 1 or 2 farms in them. So there's going to be a bunch of farms, not just the witch farm, but a bunch of farms incorporated into this area. And here is the entranceway, which I actually love. Technically, it's an exit. I did build it backwards unknowingly. It's supposed to technically be on that side because the board starts over there. But yeah, anyway, that's that. And when you come through, I have a farm right here, which I can actually, I guess I can demonstrate. This is just a weeping, what is it? Pale hanging moss. I always call it like pale hanging, like weeping vines or something. No, this is a farm for pale hanging moss. It's semi-automatic. You just basically stand here and do this and all these things. Keep automatically bone mealing and end up into here. And the second farm that I have is this one, which is based on... Oh, what tutorial was this? Basic redstone. So this is the basic redstone moss farm. This is the pale moss farm. So I have 2 moss farms. You'll see the other one in a second. But this is a pale moss farm. That you switch it on and it gives me all the pale moss that I will need, because pale moss is a fabulous, fabulous block to build with. Yeah, so this just keeps replicating, keeps bone mealing, and everything gets pushed into these boxes here. Turn that off because I have broken this by leaving the chunk before. And then all the drops get auto-sorted into this collection right here. And this is where everything ends up. So we have, okay, maybe nothing in there, but all of the pale moss, it's quite a bit, Then I have pale moss carpet. I did have some regular moss in here, but I think I switched it out. And then any of the wheat seeds just actually get converted into bone meal, because it's also set up with an auto composter as well. So I really do like that farm. I don't have chunk loaders and I don't AFK, so it only will work for like a couple seconds whilst I'm in the area at the moment. I might set up something like chunk loaders in the future, but for now, that's how that runs. And that pretty much sums up the Halloween land. A couple of things I still want to do with it. I still want to build a boat, because this spot as well is going to act as a shortcut. If the game is to one day become playable, that is a goal of mine. If you land on this green square, you take the boat that takes you to this green square. So you basically get to cut through all of that. And almost like skip an entire land. And yes, I do have some mobs stuck. So if you hear some zombie noises, that's because I do have a couple of mobs kind of trapped in this area for display, you know? Then just a little pumpkin patch. Oh, I forgot. Oh my gosh. A little, like, quite literal Easter egg that I have in here. This section. So from the movie, when Jack's in the forest, you know, and he opens the door to go to the Christmas little world, I have, or turn the world to Christmas or whatever, I have all the different holidays on the banners here, so it kind of like doors, so you can go through an Easter egg to get Easter, or then there's like the shamrock one, and the pumpkin, the Halloween one, the turkey, for Thanksgiving, and this is supposed to be a rocket. It definitely looks like a popsicle stick, but it's supposed to be the 4th of July one, but it definitely looks like one of those bomb pops. But yeah, so yeah, these are supposed to be the doors, and it's in the forest. I built custom trees for this area, so it's very like, I don't know. I tried to do custom trees for actually every single land that you'll see. And this one kind of has like thin, spooky sort of trees to replicate the forest. And then also, this one is just black glass on top to spawn proof it. It kind of looks very void-like. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. So yeah, that is that section. Now we're going to move on to the second section. And oh my god, that just took so long to do one section. We are so cooked. But yeah, guys, this is the nether portal that I have that actually brings you to this land. And this portal brings you to the very start of the Candyland board. So again, if this was to be playable, this is the spot where you would start. And you are currently in Swampland, or I am currently in Swampland. And this area right now that we're in is actually inspired by Crash Bandicoot. So there's like a swampy Louisiana Bayou kind of themed swamp, like couple of swamp levels in one of the newer Crash Bandicoots, and that's what this is based on. So all of this terraforming and these little kind of shacks and little hanging bridges and things are all based on that, which I love. Crash Bandicoot was a huge part of my childhood, so I love that I was able to do something Crash Bandicoot related while still keeping it like subtle, you know? Like most people, when they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do something Crash Bandicoot, there would just be like a giant pixel art of Crash Bandicoot. That's not really my vibe. I kind of like to integrate things a little more seamlessly than just like shoving it in your face, right? And you'll kind of see that with the Shrek area that I've done next to. So yeah, so here is this area. It's very, very detailed. I tried very hard on this area to make it very like immersive. Tried to make it very immersive. So I've tried really hard, lots of detailing, very swampy. I tried this style of tree, which is based on the Louisiana Bayou themed kind of trees that grow, you know, up in the water. And yes, that's what these trees are based on. It actually uses acacia wood and pale wood. And then the leaves are pale leaves. So with the recent addition of the Pale Garden, we did get to build trees like this, which is kind of fun. But yeah, so if we head through, love this hanging bridge. Also tried to build some like bigger barrels, some hanging little lanterns and things too. If we keep coming around here, I also have a boat here, which also acts as a shortcut. So if you did land on this space, you would actually go through all the way through here and basically just hopscotch through the lily pads and end up on this square here. So you kind of do get to shortcut through the river. And this is dedicated to one of my viewers. It does have a villager inside. And he's just like a little chef. This is based on one of the boats from Crash Bandicoot, actually. There is a level where you're on a boat and the boat is moving down the river and you have to kind of keep jumping on the boat and there's like obstacles on the way it's very like you have to kind of make sure you keep up with the boat because if you fall in the river you perish. So yeah, it's actually based on that boat and it's like a little chef boat. I added a snake, which is actually really cute. Like I think it's really cute, but I added like an anaconda because I thought that would be cool in the river, and it's just kind of right here, so it kind of is like dipping in and out. It was actually kind of inspired by the Loch Ness Monster. So kind of like the visual of a Loch Ness Monster, how you kind of see it going like this through the water. That's what I was going for. And so it's kind of like coming in and out of the water in the swamp. And also important to note that every single one of these huts is dedicated to viewers as well. So I quite often have redemptions for things like this where people can redeem using channel points, different things in the world as well. So yeah, everyone gets like a nice little bed. I'm gonna take a nap in here right now. So yeah, people have different houses, so all these huts are dedicated to viewers, which is very fun too. Even have some villages up here, or I did have villages up here. I don't think I have villages up here anymore. Do I? No, they're gone. They've disappeared. I did have 2 villages up here. Oh, there's one. There is one. He is stuck there again. He got stuck in this space before and I moved him back and now he's stuck again. Minecraft villages, I just don't feel like you can ever win. Well, that's that. It's always Jeff. Have some storage here that I need to take away. And then one of my very favorite parts of this project is my very first, like, truly organic kind of animal build. And that is my dragonfly. I love the texturing of this. Like, I was quite adventurous with my palette here, you know? There's a lot of different blocks in there, and I just love it. I love it so much. At first it was interesting, wasn't it? Let's say that. I did not think it was going to end up working out, but the wings kind of, you have to imagine the wings are like flapping, okay? So like, it's like mid-flight. So the wings are flapping, they're kind of stacked on top of each other. Might have been better if I fully separated them, but I kind of like this shape. So yeah, that's how it turned out. And then also the dragonfly is like chasing these little kind of hybrid beetle, firefly, bee looking. That one actually kind of gives like wasp bee kind of thing. These little bugs, and again, very fun, just very fun, like experimenting with organics, because it's something that I was not confident in. I'd never really done before, so I'm glad that I got to try it out, you know, and I'm very happy. I feel very like definitely more confident to try that again in the future for other areas that'll fit. I actually want to do some like ghosts in the sky here, and then maybe Oogie Boogie like in the sky as well. So yeah, that's my plan for that. The Happy Ghost came in clutch for sky builds. That was like, yeah, very handy using this guy. I got a lot of questions. How are you flying? Because I was just like sitting in the air building. You can ride Happy Ghosts, everybody. So put a harness on your Happy Ghost. I do have videos on how you can make one of these, and that was very handy. So yes, not in creative, not just floating in the sky, sitting on my Happy Ghost quite comfortably. And you can stand on it as well. So when you're standing on it, it doesn't move. It kind of stays suspended. So you can just, yeah, be like jumping, placing blocks. It's quite nice. So yeah, Happy Ghost helped a lot with that. And I think it's so nice having something in the sky here. A couple other things I've done here up the top is this bigger focus tree, or kind of like focal point tree, and then I do have a very mini villager trading hall, which is this area right here, and you come inside and it just has a couple villages. This one has an item frame trade, which is amazing. I use item frames for everything, so yeah, very lucky to get one of those. Cartographers, it's not guaranteed that they'll give you an item frame, so very happy that I got one from this guy. And then I just have a place to trade all my stone to. This guy has terracottas, more terracottas, a little farmer for extra carrots if I need, and then a glowstone trade, which has come in very handy to build all of these redstone lamps, as has the witch farm too, because the witch farm does provide glowstone dust and redstone dust. So yeah, it's just like a very like little swamp inspired hut here, which again was based actually on one of the buildings from Crash Bandicoot. So I think that's that area, right? That's pretty much what I've done. The other thing is my spider farm in this area as well. So this is all still part of the swamp, but this is actually, this section here is phase 2 of the swamp, okay? This is phase 2. So to complete phase 1, as I said, every land is going to have its own themed farms, okay? So farms that I feel like fit in with the theme of the space in some way or another. So what I have in this one is a spider farm. So it's actually in this pipe. So it's supposed to be just like a little pipe that was supposed to represent the itsy bitsy spider went up or down the water spout. So it's supposed to be like a water spout, ended up looking very fire hydrant-y. But this is the pipe. And if we drop inside right here, I actually do have an official way in and way out, which I should show you. Here you go. It is functional. You can just get out like this and then get in like this. But this is how you get in. And then this is my itsy, not so bitsy sacrificial spider pit is what I call it. So here I got to do a void floor, and I wanted these to look like spider eyes kind of peering out of the darkness. So this is what this looks like. That's like, again, the water spout, and it's kind of just like a spider den kind of vibe. So we have all the webbing. This one I tried to make like kind of like pixel-arty kind of spider web here, and then I just ended up just like randomly doing a bunch more. But yeah, I really love this. Really love the resin too. The resin kind of looks like spider eyes, which is such a good little thing. So I want it to be like very infested looking. And then I also tried to build a giant spider. And overall, I think it turned out pretty nice. And then this is the actual spider farm. So here is a spider spawner. Okay, an actual spider spawner. Is there a... Yep, there is a dirt block here, a grass block here. Which is actually very scary, because that means that spot was spawnable now. But I'll stand here until it works, because I promise it does. Hey, no, it... Oh, there we go. I was like, no, it did not. To access the collection, so I just mined out everything around the spawners. I also got a question on how I move spawners in my world. I did not move the spawner. This is where it spawned. I'm underground right now. I am at level 46, which actually isn't that far underground. I'm at 46 Y level right now. And I just mined out this entire thing. I am technically underground, and that's where this spawner spawned. So I wanted to make a farm out of it. I didn't have a regular spider farm, spider spawner farm. Wow, look at it. So again, I don't really use this, but it's just nice to have. I'm trying to make one of every single farm in the game. And then this area is kind of just like the little spider kind of spider, like kind of den, I suppose, again. Just like the spider nest, that's the word I'm looking for. And it gives me all this string, so much string, and it's like top quality as well, you know, so maybe not a lot of string, but it's like super high quality string. That's right. So yeah, so that's what this area looks like. Little collection, and then it's very hard to see actually. But everything's spawn proof, even though it's super dark. Everything has glass on top, so as you can see, like that's all glass, so it's spawn proof. So that makes it pretty nice. Everything be spawn proof. Don't have to worry about stuff spawning. Even like all of this wool has stuff on it to stop that. Then we head on out, and that is pretty much it for the swamp phase 1. Phase 2, everybody, you might recognize this. Maybe. Tried the best I could, but this is Shrek's Swamp. So this is officially phase 2 of the project, where I am making Shrek's Swamp. There is a hidden farm under here, which I'll get to as well. So to do a little bit of a tour, this is obviously the main house. I have the toilet here, the outhouse, which I thought was kind of fun. It does actually have a toilet inside. So that's that little toilet, little outhouse. Again, all the custom trees kind of carry through as well. And then another little scene from the movie that I tried to do is this one's supposed to be the little swamp kind of where Shrek and Fiona are like kind of it's like they turned it into like it's kind of hot springs kind of vibe, and they catch fairies in jars, and I use the alleys to kind of represent that as well, and like lanterns for light. Oh, it looks so magical with the little firefly stuff. But that's that. Let's go inside now. Then this does actually have a full interior. So you come inside, and here is Shrek's house. So we have Shrek's bed. It's a king size bed, and Technically, if you're being like really specific, the little loft bedroom is supposed to be on the left-hand side if we're actually looking at like the actual house. But I did switch it because I had more height on this side. This side kind of, as you can see, gets like quite low. So to kind of expand it, I put this on the right. Okay, so it's not exactly movie accurate, but I tried my best. Then we have the dining table with some Easter eggs here, okay? So we have slugs, we have a mud pie, we have a dead flower, we have the earwax candle, and just some like rotten flesh and some more slugs. And then we have a fireplace, and we even have Shrek, okay? I put Shrek on an armor stand. In my world, you might notice I don't use mini blocks. I don't use movable armor stands. I don't use custom mob heads. I don't use any custom blocks or textures. So everything that you see, I have to really kind of think outside of the box and how I want to decorate and detail and have things look accurate to like what I'm trying to go for as best as I can. So here is Shrek on an armor stand with a banner on the top to look like, you know, you gotta look at it from a certain angle, but hopefully it kind of gives what it does. This seems so much bigger on the inside. It kind of does, doesn't it? Like, I did have a lot of space to work with here. So yeah, we have the dining room table, the mossy kind of floor as the rugs, and then of course we do have Donkey. So Donkey's in here, and he's super good. This is actually the chair. I tried to build the chair from the movie, the little what's it called, chair, like the armchair. So that was the armchair that he sits on from a scene from the movie, which I tried to build. And then a little bookshelf that's next to him, a little cooking area, and of course Pinocchio, which was a perfect painting. So this is just actually a painting, and there is a Pinocchio themed painting. It was complicated. So again, this is a fishbowl that Donkey actually looks in the movie. If we go downstairs, I love this area, okay? So as I said, I try to put farms in every land. This one has a moss farm. So exactly the same design as the pale moss farm, but instead I did a specific regular moss farm as well. So if we turn on that button, it's gonna start making the moss. And I just decorated this to look like it was kind of underground, like a more... Then I have an azalea bush, because obviously it gives me all these things. So I have all the moss. It gave me a lot of moss. I actually just had this running whilst I was building, like decorating this space, and it gave me so much stuff. So I've got moss carpet, I've got azalea, flowering azalea, oh, and some slimes as well. Need to spawn proof that. But yes, so this is what this area looks like. I think it's really fun. I really like the detailing. Pretty good for one stream, honestly. Then we'll turn this off. So yeah, anytime I need moss, I know I have a place to get it. Oh, another little Easter egg here is I did chainmail armor, because that's like the armor that Shrek puts on to go defeat the dragon. So yeah, here's that. I did want to put a dragon head somewhere too. Maybe actually like right here would be cute. We'll have like donkey and dragon. That would be kind of cute. But anyway. So that's what the house looks like, and that kind of completes phase 2 of Shrek Swamp, sort of. There's actually one more thing I need to show you, and one more thing I need to do is make this river. So this river here needs to be also a shortcut. So it's going to be a shortcut from this block right here. You kind of travel to the river, and you end up on the purple block right here. So that'll also be a shortcut on the board too. And this, everybody, is also from Shrek. I tried my best building this. It's not finished yet by any means. This is my most recent project actually that I was kind of working on the last few streams, and this is the Poison Apple Tavern. So this is from Shrek 2. This is where Shrek and Fiona, I think, have their engagement party, or maybe their wedding anniversary or something like that. But yeah, they do like party in the tavern. So I built the Poison Apple Tavern. I like the theming. It's cool. I've never kind of worked with some of these colors before either, so the texture was interesting. Also had fun choosing the chimney design. So the chimney is actually nether brick and some cherry logs in there for a little bit of texture. But yeah, so this is the tavern. Inside has not been done yet, but I've kind of started framing out where stuff's gonna go. Yeah, that's kind of the Shrek area. So a few more finer details to do, but overall I am very, very happy. All right, so then the next area that I have is right here, and this is supposed to resemble Neapolitan ice cream swirls. So chocolate, vanilla, and strawberry swirls. And this is actually the foundation for the actual Candyland part of the build. So there's going to be giant things built on here, giant lollipops and cupcakes and like all your Candyland kind of thing, your gumdrops and your sprinkles and your donuts and your all the sweets and things will all be based here, but this is just like a nice foundation. It would be cool. Yeah, so this is a foundation for that. And it kind of is going to blend in. What I wanted it to do was blend in sort of with the Nightmare Before Christmas swirls that I had as like a nice transition. So we go from these kind of swirls and it kind of then becomes like the ice cream swirls. So this will again be like a little bit, I'll finish detailing it and it should end up being better. But yeah, so this is what's going to go all around the farm. So it starts here and then this interior, so inside of the board is all going to be Candyland, and that's going to be what leads up to this area, which is going to be giant snowy mountains. Okay, let's get back to it. So yeah, this final area here is going to be the massive gingerbread house, and so this is going to be all like the Candyland area that kind of leads up to the final gingerbread house area. And then, like, I suppose this is, I swear, people's like favorite build. Every time I'm in this area, people go, what is that? Is that the Up house? So this is the house from Up, the floating house. And I have it, you know, attached to balloons here. And right now, this is kind of just acting as my storage room. I do have like a little mini copper golem sorting area that actually they've been doing a fantastic job. I like to like give them stuff every now and again as like a little enrichment activity, you know. So I like to give them stuff and then they go and they start, you know, sorting everything, because I feel bad if they're just like not doing anything. So I like to give them enrichment activities, you know, and then they start sorting and doing all that. And then here is my giant map. Let me turn off shaders for this. See it a little bit better here. But this is what it looks like from an overview. So from like an actual width times length format, this is actually the largest project that I've done in terms of like straight width times length. So it is quite large. I believe it's a 600 times 700 space at the minute. So it is very large. As you can see, these are the two areas. We have the spooky land. I do need to put a little banner here for the swamp land too. But yeah, so here's the two areas that are almost complete. Here's the up house that we're in right now, and then this area. So it's probably a good idea to give you a feel for what the lands are going to be from the map. I think it might be a little bit easier to kind of like see them all. So this area is going to be jungle. There's going to be floating like Asian style themed islands here, floating like behind this bridge. This is going to be ocean themed. This is going to be I'm going to do either like a Italian kind of style, like, you know, like Luca, the movie Luca, like an Italian kind of like shore kind of front, beachfront kind of villas and things like that all through here. So this will be like beach themed. I also want to build the Lilo and Stitch house as well, even though that's Hawaii, but like it still counts. Luca was really good, actually. I do like Luca. Then this area here is going to be deserty themed, the Cave of Wonders from Aladdin, which I'm really excited for. So there's actually going to be a cave that you enter right here. You enter the cave and go through the Cave of Wonders, and then I'm going to have a elephant graveyard area here. So that's actually where I'm going to move my fossils. So I found 2 naturally generated fossils in the swamp, because you can find fossils in swamps and in deserts. And so in my swamp area, as I've been mining out, I've come across 2 of them. So I do kind of want to like move them and rebuild them inside of the elephant graveyard from Lion King. So that's my plan for that. Then this area is going to be the forest. So I have Snow White's cottage, and I want to do like a few different things like Sleeping Beauty's house, and a few other like foresty kind of builds. In the jungle build, I'm going to do Tarzan and Rugrats as well. I'm going to do like a train, the circus train, or the monkey, it's like the monkey circus train from Rugrats, and that's also going to have a few farms there too. This area is going to be the town area from, so like Beauty and the Beast, Pinocchio, just different like themed buildings from different towns from different like older Disney movies. And then this area is going to be the big snowy mountains. I'm going to try to build like Arendelle right here, town of Arendelle. Not Elsa's castle, that's a little adventurous, but yeah, I'll have all that here. And then, is that it? Yeah, and then Candyland land, the ocean land, and I think that's it. So, lots of different lands that I'm planning. I'm very excited. Very large space. I kind of wish the map was like slightly more centered, but oh, it's nighttime. Alright. Yeah, so here's the fossil I was talking about. So it's actually just like bone blocks, kind of like the fossils you'd find in the Nether, but you can actually find them in the Overworld, in the swamp and the desert. Okay, now as we go over here, we have some cursed floating ferns and grass here, which I kind of want to keep. So I built like bigger spruce trees. So again, the custom trees for this area are going to be like big spruce trees. I have to do a lot more trees because this is going to be the forest area. But this is my Snow White house, which I love. I love, love, love. Just like this. So there's hidden frog lights. There is usually lighting under trapdoors as well. On every square, I've hidden light blocks under carpet, so that's spawn proof. I have lanterns, I have end rods, I have more lanterns, I have lots of lighting everywhere. So yeah, no mobs are spawning, not because it's peaceful, because it's spawn proof. So yeah. Love the vibe of this build. I really do too. Again, this was like kind of out of my comfort zone. This is the first time I was really building with hay bales and bamboo wood and yellow terracotta. I've never really used that before. So this is Snow White's cottage. So we have the fountain, the little well from Snow White, the little river area. I even have, when you come in, this is a shortcut as well. So if you land on this yellow square, you actually get to go through Snow White's house and end up on the yellow square right here. So this will actually be another functional shortcut in the game. Then a little fireplace, and this does have an interior as well. Look at me just like doing all these interiors. It pretty much ends here though. The interiors kind of, you'll see, kind of fizzle out. Also for this interior, I have the 7 seats for the 7 dwarfs. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then Snow White's seat right here with an enchanted golden apple, okay, as like the poisonous apple that she's about to munch on. That's quite, it's kind of a little dark of me right here, but yeah, this is prior to her eating it. It's right here. Yes. Then over here, I have the little kitchen area with the birds that she sings to at the window. I thought that was kind of fun. So she's cooking, she's cleaning, she's doing all the things, and here is the little birdies that she's singing to. So I thought that was kind of fun. And then upstairs, oh my god, there's a villager up here. What on earth? I was not expecting that. Up here we have one of the dwarfs. The rest of them must be out mining or something. But here's one of them, I suppose. Now, I do have this build available for download on my Patreon, and guess what? The interior on my Patreon, it actually has an interior. So, if you want to see the interior, you'll have to download it on my Patreon. I did like all the different color beds. It was really cute. And then over here, I tried to do the 7 dwarfs little outfits. So here's like their little laundry on the drying rack right now, or on the clothesline. Good old clothesline. So we have like all the things, and then also I want to turn this into a mine as well. So I want this to be a little mine entrance, and just have like a little minecart and stuff to represent the 7 dwarfs little mine. But I haven't really, as you can see, haven't really done this area a reference image of like what I'm trying to build, and in the video I'll put the reference images up so you'll see what it is that I'm like trying to build, or like what I was referencing to build it, because yeah, I use a lot of inspiration images. This one, there was like 2 images from like the movie. One was from the movie, then there was like a picture of the interior that I was using from the movie, and then there was another like render of it as well that I was using. Okay, and then this is going to be the town area. So this was actually one of the very first buildings that I built in this whole area. And this is based on a town from Beauty and the Beast. So it's an actual town in France that they modeled like the Beauty and the Beast town after. And so I'm trying to build some of the houses and like things from the town. So that's exactly what this is based on, is the actual town from Beauty and the Beast. These aren't obviously finished being detailed yet. And I have that thing where everything I build looks like a face and I can't like unsee it. So if you see it, you're welcome. Literally eye, nose, smiley face. Or I also see like eye, eyebrow, or like kind of like smoldering look here, and little mustache here as well. So yeah, I see many faces within this. I also see eye, mouth as well. So in any way you see it, if you didn't see it and now you do, you're welcome. You'll not be able to unsee it now. Then inside actually is a sheep farm. The reason I put an additional sheep farm here, I do have a sheep farm at my base. Oh, I still, like, what the heck? I don't know why I made this so... I guess because that one's gonna go. But yeah, so this is just like a map progress shot. You can see it a little bit better without shaders on as well. But here's like when I first started laying out the project, and then here is the digging had begun. Then I started laying out all the squares, and then I started filling in all the squares, and then this is when I actually detailed the interior of this. So I just love a good progress shot wall. So that's what I have for that. And I probably should add another one, honestly. Then there's the sheep farm, and this is all being, it's totally automatic, and then it ends up, you know, all the items end up in here. So a nice little supplemental little wool farm there as well. I started hiding mob faces in your builds. That's fun. And then over here I have another side, so this will just be all like town area. This is not built yet. I will probably use this as like a little mini villager area. There was villagers in here and they all escaped. Awesome. And yeah, so that is pretty much the full area that I have. So I have a lot of work to do. This is probably going to take me like a whole extra year to finish this. No, but that is kind of like the current project that I've been working on. So yeah, if you've been here for any of this, awesome. If you haven't, no worries. There's going to be so many more lands that I do. And that is the plan. So there's like the swamp area and the haunted area and the town area and the witch farm area. And now we are going to pop through to the nether to go and show you some of my other builds. So alright, we ready? We're gonna head through to the nether now. Let's go. Okay guys, so welcome into one of my nether hubs. So this is like one of my smaller nether hubs. And as you can see, I love to theme my nether portals and nether highways based on the build that they go to. So this one is Candyland themed because that's going to bring you to the very start of the Candyland board. Over here I have a gingerbread themed nether portal because this is going to take you to inside of the gingerbread house. Yeah, so this is just like pink themed. I made it crimson themed. One, because I'm actually in a crimson biome right now. And secondly, this is where my Hogland farm is going to go. So I'm actually going to have an entranceway. This is left pretty boring because this is where the entranceway to my Hogland farm is going to be. I actually started mining away like a lot of this. You can kind of see like, but yeah, I started mining out a lot of this because that's where the Hogland farm's gonna go eventually when I build it. And then this is my Candyland themed highway. So I tried to make little lollipops out of all this colored glazed terracotta. And as we pop on through, the reason I have the ice, now I know I don't use it personally, but if I was transporting mobs, getting in a boat and kind of like running with them, or now you can put a boat on a lead. So I might change all of the ice out. Like that might be a fun project to do, is like just take away all the ice, because now you can put a lead on them and just like fly or like go really quickly. I guess you could glide. Although I do like still just like, I don't know, it's kind of like very satisfying just doing this. I just like jump and like elytra glide through here. I don't know. It's very fun sometimes, and you do go faster. So anyway, I might keep it. I don't know, might switch it out. And as you head down the nether highway, you can kind of see there's like little potion banners and little black cat banner that kind of indicate it's to the witch farm. So this is the highway that takes you to the witch farm. I do like making these little miniature hubs everywhere, just in case I ever want to add more highways that takes to anything. And we have another little section of this highway, and then we get to my very favorite project that I've ever built, and this is my nether project. So this project took me the longest. This was a 2-year project from start to finish. Yes, I did other things in between, but as you pop out of this highway, and everything's spawn proof by the way, you pop out of this highway, you come to my nether project. This took 2 years. I transformed my nether into an ocean themed oasis. I have a whole video on how I did this. If you want to watch, it's actually my favorite video that I've ever made as well. And if you're wondering why, yes, if you are wondering why, if we recap here, my most placed block or most crafted block is light blue concrete powder. This is why. I did have to turn all that light blue concrete powder into light blue concrete, because you can't just like pour water over it in the nether, obviously. So yeah, this is, my favorite project. I've done like super in-depth tours of this, but I'll give you a little rundown as to everything of like what we've got here. So firstly, here's like the little kind of entrance point. Here's a tunnel that brings you here, so I guess we'll start here. Here is my nether resort. Now, this entire project was mined out. It's about a 300 by 400 space. It was it originally started as a 256 by 256 perimeter, all completely spawn-proof perimeter for wither skeletons. So up the top here is my wither skeleton farm. And then I have the drop-down chute and the collection over in here. But yeah, so here's the entranceway for my wither skeleton farm. This is why I also have killed so many wither skeletons. And this is how I have so many beacons. I have over 500 beacons in the world. I've killed... How many wither skeletons was it? Mobs. Wither skeletons, I have killed 36,000 wither skeletons, and I have killed 503 withers. So I have a lot of beacons in the world. I do have my beacon beams turned off, but even in the nether I have a lot of beacons too. I just got so many skulls. I saw at least 5 skulls just then, like, from me killing these with the skellies. So yeah, here's where I kill all my wither skellies, and then the collection for all the stuff ends up down here. So I have a ridiculous amount of things. Bones, so many bones, so much coal, more bones, bone blocks, and a lot of wither skulls as well. So yeah, I really do this every single time, like fly back and forth and kill all the withers and stuff with the skellies. That's how I heal my elytra up to. Every single time I fly through here, I just hit this a couple times and get a lot of wither skulls. Okay, I also keep all of my nether storage in here as well. So if we come over into here, here is kind of like the drop chute where I put everything. So any nether themed blocks I put in this storage gets auto sorted into here. So I have all basalt stuff, blackstone stuff. I have like random light stuff, gilded blackstone, all of that, nether bricks, quartz even. And if we head down again, is the storage for all of my netherrack. This is where netherrack goes. I have some turtles in here. And I have the rest of my storage full of my crimson stuff. And this is just like super clean, just super simple. Any nether themed things. I get to come to my nether every single time. So I do separate my storages, guys. Yes, they are all automatic, but I do separate them into different areas. It's just cooler. It gives me a reason to fly around and go to different places in my world. You know, kind of see all the projects that I've done. And so I like to make every build functional and have different reasons to go. And brought them in here. I also have guardians in here, guys, because guardians don't need water to breathe, just air. So here they are swimming about. So yeah, so anyway, this is the nether resort. I actually have a few different things in here, everyone. So obviously the main focus here is my wither skeleton farm. That is the main focus and forefront of this project, but I have gone in and done some other things as well. So if we pop through here, we have a little dining room area. If we go back here, I have a bar with a villager, because fun fact, you can actually breed villagers in the nether. You can put beds down for them. They can still sleep in the nether. Villagers can sleep in the nether. It's just you can't sleep down in the nether. I mean, you could try, but that's not going to go so well. But yeah, villagers can sleep. They can connect to beds in the nether. So I kind of did just breed some villagers here. And here's a little bar area that I have. Also here, I have a map of a very, very old render of my base. A super, super old render. You'll see my base has shaped up so much since then. This is the slime farm. So this is prior to the zoo, the museum, even the clock tower roof, all of the stuff I've built here. This is prior to Beanie Boulevard. I've done so much since here. As well. So yeah, this is just like a little entrance area, and as I said, I love to do like little redeemable things in the world. So when I hit 10,000 days in Hardcore Minecraft, March 20th, 2023 is when I hit 10k days. Here is like, oh, Bunny was like literally so many. I already see 2 of these people that were here today. It's just really cool. I saw Jamie today, saw James today, D Clark today, Bill today. It's just so cool. Like everybody who's been here for this long, you guys are amazing. Yeah, so here was like all the redemptions that we had during my 10k day stream. And then I also have like another thing upstairs too, which I'll show you. When you head upstairs, this is honestly quite basic. It's very quite boring. I have all these signs in here for all the viewers that were here during those streams too. If we head down this side, I actually kind of like this. It's kind of fun. So this was my original storage room. This is where I kept like all of the items whilst I was working on this project. Then we have like little terrariums, which I thought was kind of fun. So I have a frog, like little frog one in here, little mini terrarium. And then I have a little magma terrarium as well. And again, this is like really complicated because every block has to be spawn proof. When I say this project was a challenge, this project was such a challenge. Every single block needing to be spawn proof. These are all slabs, glass. I have carpet on every block here. Every single block on here, I had to add carpet and buttons and slabs and stairs and just spawn proof blocks. So it was a challenge. If you're ever looking for a challenge, have fun spawn proofing in the Nether, because it was tedious. That was one of the farms, okay? One of the farms was my wither skeleton farm. Oh, wait, I have another bit. Actually, my favorite bit of this. Oh, and this project was actually inspired by a real-life mansion that was, like, surrounded with a moat. And that is, I have a picture of that, like, in the video that I built. Like, everything that this was, like, all referenced from. But this is like a real life mansion, and this was like the first bigger building that I'd ever built. So detail wise, it is quite lacking. Like I could definitely go back and do so much more with this even now, you know, thinking like 10 days later, or 10,000 days later, I could do so much more. Oh my goodness, like love how like different I could, and so much more I could do with it. But yeah, one of my favorite areas in this resort, and this is quite recent when we're talking about like my building improving, this was probably one of those spaces that's got a little bit more detail in here. This is a build that I actually dedicated to a viewer who won a giveaway. The theme that they wanted was red and black, so I had not actually built with a lot of these blocks before, but I had to go with like a red and black theme. So that's what we did. So we have like a little kitchen area, a little dining area, storage area. You come through here, a little like kind of nethery treasury area, a little TV room right here. And again, every block needing to be spawn proof, okay? So like it was a challenge. This was built into the floor. These are all slabs. These are all stairs, and even like buttons up here. It was a lot. It was really hard. Come upstairs. Here is the bedroom area. I tried to make a bed using, obviously not real beds, but just like a, you know, very tall mattress with a duvet on top. Again, this has to be like even light enough so piglins can't spawn. We have a little armor set, a really nice writing desk with a beautiful view of the sunrise or sunset, whatever you want it to be. Probably sunset maybe. Yeah, very Truman Show. I get that comment a lot. And yeah, so this is like first time I'd really built with red nether brick too. So just like projects like this that allow you to build with things you have not ever built with, I think was just like really fun, really eye-opening. Got to try a bunch of new things. So yeah, so here is the lovely nether resort, like probably the most detailed area of my nether resort. Moving up here, I have my magma farm, which also doubles as my frog light farm. So from this I get a bunch of magma cream, and then frog lights. If you're wondering how I get all of my frog lights, I use thousands and thousands of frog lights. It is from this frog light farm, and all the drops just get collected down into here. Can't even tell we're in the nether. I know. I have been using a lot of frog lights recently, so I am honestly running through my supply. I also have, let's see, over here I also have a gold farm. So here's my gold farm right here. The piglins spawn up here and fall into this hot air balloon. I should probably, I have enough footage of this probably. Thank you, Michael. They fall into this hot air balloon, and here are all the drops collected right in here. So we get a bunch of gold nuggets and a lot of rotten flesh, which is almost full. Actually, this is almost full. We might do this. There we go. I think, is that all my farms? No, I'll show this one as well. My blaze. Inside of this lighthouse is my blaze spawner. And again, I don't move these blaze spawners. The spawner didn't get like picked up and moved. This was all a nether fortress. So there was an entire nether fortress here. Actually, multiple nether fortresses. There was 3 separate nether fortresses within this perimeter. So there was one right here. There was one right here in the middle. And then there's also one back here too. So they were all separate. 3 separate nether fortresses. And yeah, that one connects like out there. But pretty wild. If we go inside here... Inside. I actually love this area too. It's supposed to be like a little lighthouse keepers area. So I have my map with this project, which I'll show you soon as well. When we come up here, here's where the blaze farm is, and just a little killing chamber here. And this is how I get all my blaze rods that I like, how I craft my end rods. So all that pretty much happens here. Then some other cool little theming things, just to like really make it feel kind of ocean resorty. That is blue concrete and then just blue glass on top. A lot of things. Yeah, so I wanted to make it feel oceany, resorty, kind of, you know, relaxation. Take the terrifying nether and turn it into something that, you know, a place that I enjoy being in. But yeah, then I did a little tiki bar. You come in here, I have a little seating area, a little wood-fired pizza oven, I call this, a little soda area where you can get your soda, get your little drinks. Uh-oh, did I just pop okay, I thought I popped that off. A little TV, kind of sports bar area back here with a pool table, little TV, some like little bar stools, and a bar with a very elf-sized bartender. Not sure he's old enough to be selling adult beverages, but he's yeah, he's in here. Very, you know, small, very small villager, who is, yeah, serving the bar, little bar area, which I thought was very cute. Here, and I felt like this area represents like any island. Like if you ever go cruising and you like get off the boat like in the Bahamas or something like that, there's always like a touristy little area with like little market stalls and little people trying to sell you stuff. So this is what this area is supposed to be. It's supposed to be just like a little touristy kind of fun little market area. So this is the jewelry shop where you can get any, you know, cute little jewelry things. There's always a place that's selling like little bracelets and stuff. So that's what this is. This one is like an adventure area. So if you want to go and like book an excursion, you know, we have a little volcano excursion, a little map of different adventures you can go on. And I thought that was kind of fun. So that's what this area is, a little excursion area. This is a little bakery, including an enchanted golden apple. So I do have a lot on me. So I have 54 enchanted golden apples, but as you can see, I had one here. I had one in my witch farm area as well. So I kind of have them scattered like to decorate with. And again, I don't use mini blocks. I don't use armor stands, nothing. So when theming these areas, I really have to kind of think outside of the box a little bit. So banners play a huge part in that. Custom banners, you know, different items, item frames. As much as I can do, I try my best. Yes, love the palm trees. Built some palm trees in here, some thinner ones with dripstone as well. It's a great block if you looking for you know. And then I have a end treasures exhibit. So just have like a little nether portal or like portal themed area, a little dragon head, and just some like end treasury stuff you can buy, which again, I thought that was kind of fun as well. Now I have a surf shack. So a little surf shack in here. We got some surfboards or beach towels. You could go either way. And this is where my honeycomb farm is. So this is where I get all my honeycomb. It's not a honey bottle farm. I do try to fill bottles up here sometimes, but it's this one is just for honeycomb, and I want to build a separate honey bottle farm as well. Yeah, got lots of bottles for that. Kind of like built into the mountain kind of thing. I needed something over here, and then I just have some different huts up here. Also, all of these on the water bungalows are dedicated to viewers as well who redeem them during stream. So again, almost every single one of my projects has some sort of viewer element to them, so like interactive kind of parts. So here's Bill's. This is Bill's. I don't know why he named it mine, but a little elf banner with Bill's bungalow, and yeah, just a bunch of different things. I have a diamond beacon here, just a quad beacon. Usually I do hexa beacons, and then, you know, you can't have water in the nether, so this is multiple layers of light blue glass with cyan glass on the bottom. And even with like a waterfall, right? I had to use wool and glass to make it look like a waterfall and concrete powder, despite not being able to have water in the nether. When we come through here, I have this little cave, which is kind of like a source of the water. Just like a little waterfall here. This was kind of like some of the first actual decorating that I did. And so this was a learning curve because I learned that even having this on grass is actually still spawnable. So I had to kind of put this here. First villager that I brought to the ocean area on his little fishing boat. This is Spike. And he's just got like a cute little area in here. And now this is another area. This is my little darker cave in here, and I've done like tours on all of these individual areas, guys, so you're welcome to go and like watch any shorts of any of these like areas. I've done individual tours and everything. Actually the nether has like multiple separate tours on it, but this is my piglin trading hall, so this is where I trade with my piggies. I have a little manual gold one and then an automatic one up here. And I was saying how like I don't usually need to mine a lot of gravel. They do give gravel. Okay, I don't really have a lot right here right now, but yeah, usually they give like multiple pieces of gravel. So if I'm just like sitting in here with this running whilst I'm working on this area, you can get quite a lot of materials. One of my favorites being like crying obsidian and obsidian. Those are really, really nice to get from piglins, like, because I do like to build with those materials and they're annoying to mine, so it's good to be able to get it that way. Now I guess we'll go to my ocean monument. The yacht does have somewhat of an interior. So up the top it has a little captain's area, who's driving the boat, who I can actually buy stuff from. But yeah, little captain area. Kept it very simple. And then down below I caught a piglin in here. And this actually used to be my original storage area as well. It does have a glass bottom. It's a glass bottom boat right here. So remember how like every highway is themed to a certain design to kind of indicate the project that you're going to? This is all, if you notice, if you like look closely, this is all ocean monument themed, and that's because this portal takes you to my ocean monument. All right, ready? Lots of piglins here, but this is the overall vibe that I have going on. I built Australia, so this is my ocean monument that I mined out and drained, and that took a really, really long time as well. So yeah, I drained out this whole area using sponges. You can get sponges from ocean monuments. I did find sponges in this ocean monument that I completely destroyed and rebuilt. And this is like a retextured kind of ocean monument. This is one of my first mega builds. It's actually like my second mega build that I did. So it is pretty basic. You know, again, this is one of those projects that I feel like I could do a lot more with these days. But yeah, so again, like, I don't know, we've still got a crazy amount of torches going on. It's a problem, all right? It's a problem. Yeah, so guys, this is my guardian farm inside. So here's the guardian farm. That's how I get all my prismarine. I actually recently, probably since my last world tour, we'll put shaders on for this. Since my last world tour, I did redo this. So I have all of my drops here, my prismarine shards, which I've been using for dark prismarine, so I don't have a good supply of that. All of my fish, and then any crafted sea lanterns that I leave here too. And this is what it looks like on a map, which I think is super, super cool. And then I just have some upside down mobs because it's Australia, you know? This project took around 3 months. And this is a newer addition to this as well. So not only is it my guardian farm, but it also doubles as a sea pickle farm. So also have a sea pickle farm here. That gives me sea pickles. That I do need to add more hoppers for, because a lot of it doesn't get collected. Just don't worry about it. That's why I have this little cheeky door here that I can go in and just grab all of this. How much bone meal? Okay, yeah, I still got a pretty good amount of bone meal. Then I also have a fully automatic kelp farm here. So there's a few different sections. This one gives me regular kelp. This one actually all gets transformed into kelp blocks. This all gets smelted into into dried kelp, and then I craft up dried kelp blocks for fuel, and then eventually this one will probably be like just going into bone meal as well. But yeah, so we got a big kelp farm under here, and then a sea pickle farm. But yeah, guys, I'm trying to build farms for everything in the game. I am 6 years into this world. I want to have all the materials that I need to build anything that I want to. Here is what the Guardian farm looks like from the top. So that's how it works. There's just a big whole thing of water. It's got lots of soul sand, or sorry, magma, that drags down the guardians into the destroying chamber right there. So you see all the campfires, yeah, that they just get eliminated that way, and that's that. That is my ocean monument. That definitely, I want to revisit this one day. That's my Australian themed ocean monument. Okay, now I'll show you that other area. So when we come through here, this is an expansion of my nether project, right? So not only do I have this, but I also want to plan on eventually transforming massive areas of my nether. When we come through here, this is ancient city themed. And the reason this is ancient city themed is because it takes you to my ancient city themed transformation project. So I completely mined out an ancient city and transformed it. Eventually this will have to go as well, but as you can see, like, this is, I say as you, so I have glass, I have slabs, I have stairs, even this is kind of all decorated underneath glass too. And this is a newer addition that I added, which is my mine. So I didn't have a safe way to get to my netherite mine, but that's what this is. So right here I have this little diamond pickaxe, which is funny because one, it matched the color theme, but also when I'm mining my netherite, I break a bunch of diamond pickaxes. So it's all kind of like themed around that color scheme. And it's just a nice spawn-proof way to... Oh my... Well, this area is spawn-proof anyway. Can't say the same for what's happening on the other side of that tunnel. But yeah, this area is definitely spawn-proof. Oh my gosh. Okay, buddy. That timing could not have been more insane. Where'd he go? Did he despawn? Yeah, okay. I think he despawned. Anyway, this is all spawn-proof, or once was spawn-proof. Now this is not, so I'm gonna have to do something about that. My goodness. Alright, do we think anyone's gonna notice if I use regular glass? Probably. And I'm probably gonna be mad at myself for it, so maybe let's switch that. So yeah, just have a nice entranceway. This is all spawn proof, gets me right down to my mining level, which is level 13. And I have mined out a lot of this nether. So what's really nice is eventually I might actually do a build here, because I have mined out so much of it. It goes on forever. Like, it wouldn't take very long to like get rid of the rest of it and like do something in this entire area. I also have one of my rarest mobs that I've caught, my fully enchanted diamond skeleton. So that was my very first diamond mob that I found. Or was it my very first? Or was it my second? I can't remember if I found the zombie first or the skelly. I think it was this one. So yeah, I remember seeing something blue in the corner of my eye and being like, oh my gosh, what is that? So I caught this skelly. I haven't moved him yet, but that's kind of where he lives, is down here in my nether. But he would actually make a really good addition to this space down here. Not a bad idea. If I bring him like right here, that would be so cute. Like as a nice little decoration. Maybe like right here. In a glass box, like right here or something. Okay, whatever. That would be a really cool idea. Anyway, that's that. Now we'll head through to... Please don't. Yeah, so this is all spawn proof. The rest of the spawn proofing hasn't occurred yet. So I have all this that is not spawn proof, and obviously everything in the rest of this can still spawn ghasts and all sorts of mobs. So yeah, gotta finish this. Gotta add a bunch more detail to like all of this, just like in the very beginnings of like spawn proofing stages, just so I have a nice way to access my portal. Which brings us through to one of my most detailed projects that I've ever done. This is my ancient city transformation. So here it is. I mined out this entire area by hand. A little bit of manually crafted TNT, but I don't dupe or anything like that. So this has all been mined out by hand. And this is my ancient city themed, like fantasy themed kingdom. My very first fantasy project that I've ever done. And yeah, very proud of myself. Pushed myself a little bit. My first like castle build that I've ever done. The first time I really worked with color, honestly. Like I built with so many blocks I'd never built with before. And this is just my fantasy area. So whoever asks if I have like a mushroom build, many mushroom builds in here. Let me sleep. I hear a zombie, so that's gonna not let me do that. Okay, let's go to a different building. Does this one have a bed in it? Nope. This does not have a bed in it. This one does. This should be good. Alright. This project took 1.5 years, but the mining itself took about 6 months to actually mine it all out. But yeah, guys, so here's what it looks like from an overview. Now, before anybody asks, because I know you're going to, this was not World Edit, okay? I did not use World Edit. This was all built by hand. If you actually look closely, every single one of these is different. Maybe from like a glance, they look like perfect circular boulders. I built them that way. I learned how to build a circle and I just built them over and over again. You can go watch the 20 hours of VOD that it took me to build these things. So but yeah, if you actually look closely, every single one is different. Like they're not just, I'm not just using a brush to be like boop, 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 boop. No. So here is this project and now I'm going to give you a little tour of it. So the main reason I built this project, and I'm going to turn on shaders for this because this area kind of looks, it's hit and miss with shaders on. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, depending on like the time of day. Because I'm so far underground, the shaders like don't really know what to do sometimes in terms of like the shadowing and the lighting. So it might get a little bit weird, but this is the castle. And the reason I did this project is because in the future, I hope that the ancient city portal actually leads to something. And I want to be ready for that day. Okay, so when you come through here is the actual ancient city portal. So the reinforced deep slate from the actual ancient city portal, one of the only things I kept from the actual city that was here. And I mined everything out and kept this and then turned it into a nether portal. But one day, maybe, we'll be able to actually go through this portal. And instead of me having to like go to an ancient city and worry about spawning wardens and having all sorts of issues, I have a fully spawn-proofed area. I removed all the shriekers so wardens can't just randomly spawn. I removed everything so that I can just go through the portal and explore the new dimension and all of that, and it'll be a good time. I just have obsidian behind it, so it's just a regular nether portal hidden behind the deep slate here. So here's what this area looks like. I built a bunch of mushroom huts. Again, these were all redeemed by viewers, so I built a lot of these mushroom huts and then people could redeem them. So this one, then I just have this little area. It's going to be a bed and breakfast. I have a cute little fishing pond. So in here is one of my farms. This one is a wildflower farm. This one is a pink petal farm. And this one is a firefly bush farm. So whenever I want these to run, we're just going to hit these levers. Hit that one, hit this one, this one, this one, and this one. And this is just a really simple bone mealing. So it just keeps bone meal. And then another farm that I have is actually in this cave back here. So you kind of access it from going down the gate, like through the little gate that's in front of the castle. In here, I have my dripstone farm that I really don't use because the amount of dripstone that I got from mining out this was a huge dripstone cave. Like, I mined out so much dripstone that I did not need, like, I don't think I'll ever need this for a very long time. But I do have this just automatically running. So whenever I'm in the area, it does give me dripstone every time it grows. There we go. It does take ages for dripstone to grow, so it takes quite a while, but you know, it's nice. Just another really cool area I have in here. Maybe we'll put shaders back on for this area. Sorry, we're kind of like flip-flopping back and forth. Oh, there's spare alleys. I knew I had more. I thought I actually used them all, but they're back here. Huh. This area in here is pretty cool because I do have the progression art of this project. So I did start like dating them somewhere. So this one started like December 31st, 2023. So basically the very start of 2024, this project started. And it did take about a year-ish. the longer I spent, month after month after month after month, the project, you know, becomes more detailed and stuff. So yeah, that's what this area is. This little progression map wall, which I love. The finished project, once like this area is all done, we'll have 2 more maps here. And this was just like a little storage area as well that I had where I was keeping some of my materials. Yeah, so this was actually, some of these parts were from the original city, by the way, that I just like redid these little pools, turned them into little fishy areas and a little axolotl pond. And for some reason, my axolotls are like frozen. I don't know why, but they keep getting stuck and then they just like freeze like this, which is really weird. I don't know why that keeps happening, but it does. They just get stuck. And every time I pick them up and I replace them down, they move for 2 seconds and then they get stuck again. So I don't know. Then I have a mud farm inside of here. So this is how I was getting all of my mud for like the Shrek swamp area, a bunch of different things. So I use mud a lot. Even for all of this pathing, I use a lot of dried mud. So much mud I love to use it. It's such an amazing, pretty versatile block as well. I use that for a lot. So this is my mud farm. I think this is a Shulkercraft design, I believe. I could be wrong. I want to say Shulkercraft. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. This is not my design. This is way too complicated for me. I think I did have to change something about it, but it's, yeah, pretty much as it is. Ilmango. It's an Ilmango farm. There we go. Yes, this one's Ilmango. A little too complicated for me, honestly. I need to sleep too. I have about 10 geodes. So this is actual natural spawning geode right there. I have one over here. You can probably maybe briefly see it, like right there. I have one underground right here. I have so many. I have one right there. I have one over there. I have one, like, actually multiple in the caves right here. So like another one right here. If you actually travel through, this was a cave, right? Is this the entrance to it? No. Where was the entrance way where I had more? Actually, I think it is, or is it through here somewhere? Through here. I have another 2 geodes in here as well. Like, I found so many geodes. I have another one in this section right here, and then I also have another couple through here too. So many natural spawning geodes. I wanted to incorporate them into the build. And of course, I wanted to make a farm. So this is my own design. Come down here, and it's very interesting. The best way to farm these is just by fortuning them, but I do have a little amethyst shard farm. So these have all been collected just by all the amethyst growing and growing and growing, and it actually looks pretty ready. Oh no, it's not ready. That's the areas that, no, that one's ready. So when I press this button, it kind of breaks all the fully grown amethyst, and then it all gets collected, except for a little bit that maybe sometimes doesn't. And then yeah, every time these grow, I press a button and they all get broken, and I get a ton of things. Now again, the best way to get these amethyst shards is by fortuning. So I'll show you, like, you can get a ton of amethyst shards very, very quickly by just fortuning the clusters. But I have broken so many of these, the budding amethyst, and so I was just over it. So I just have a nice way that I know I'll always have the budding amethyst without accidentally breaking it over at that farm. So yeah, I can do it this way. It's just resulted in many casualties. So I don't always do it that way. Okay, so that's the amethyst farm. Now, the next farm that I have in here is... Oh, also a really cool thing is... Look at this little spawner. I have this skeleton spawner here, which I don't actually have being functional right now. I think it'd be really cool to somehow have them just, like, falling out of the sky. I don't know. Skeletons are a little iffy because they can, like, shoot as they're falling, which is not the greatest. Whereas, like, mobs like spiders, although spider jockeys exist, zombies would be a little bit easier. But yeah, there's an actual spawner here. Another farm that I have is right here. This is a glow squid farm and a drowned farm. So it is fully automatic, but I also made it manual. Like, it has the ability to be manual as well, so that I have the ability to also get copper and tridents. So drowned spawn. It's dark enough for them to spawn. Oh, just like that. So they spawn in, and then they fall down this chamber, and then I can hit them. I also have a trident pumpkin head drowned that I caught last Halloween, which I'm super excited about because I didn't have a drowned pumpkin head, and with the trident it's rarer as well, so that was pretty cool. I also have this guy here. Another drowned jack-o'-lantern, or yeah, drowned jack-o'-lantern, pumpkin head, whatever. Yeah, and then they'll come down here. Be able to see this guy in just a second. And this leaves me with a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So if you ever need glow ink, this is the farm you're gonna want. All right. How do I not lag? I have sodium and fabric, which helps a lot. Helps a lot, a lot, a lot. Any more coming down? Yeah, it's always fun, like, seeing if they'll, like, drop a trident. It's fun to see. Is he coming down? Is he going down? Where is he at? Where'd that drowned go? Sometimes they get distracted. Is it nighttime? No. Is he standing right there? No. I swear I saw one coming down. Maybe he's just a little delayed. Oh, there he is. Yeah, takes his sweet time. Gonna be basically, the reason I even added this in the first place was because I wanted a way to actually get down. If for some reason I didn't have my elytra or anything like that, you know, I wanted to still make it like accessible without elytra. So what I added was this here so that I could just like swim down this basically into the project, or swim up it, you know, if I needed as well, like to get in and out, like if for some reason I didn't have my elytra and I want to build up. So I added this. And you can also swim up these waterfalls too. So like these waterfalls that go all the way down to the bottom, you can swim all the way up. I also have a second creeper farm here as well. And the reason for this is I was flying in and out of this project so much when working on this, okay? So much. So what I added was a little creeper farm so that I could just be resupplying my gunpowder and also TNT. It was great to resupply, like, because I manually placed some TNT for exploding this. So it was nice. It was nice just having a little extra gunpowder farm here, so I didn't have to fly back to my base to restock everything. But yeah, guys, my last farm that I have in this area is right here. So inside of this giant flower is actually, it's based on this flower, okay? Could you tell that I'm building a giant version of this? Maybe. This is my 2 tall flower farm. So this gives me sunflowers, red roses. Oh god, what are these called? Peonies, and is this like lavender something? I don't even know. And lilacs, that's right. So it gives me all the 2 tall flowers. So in Java, unfortunately, you cannot bone meal 1 tall flowers. You can only bone meal 2 tall flowers. So I do have this going just to, you know, give me a little extra, mostly dye. But I did use a lot of these flowers for decorating. You'll kind of notice a few of them. I say that as I'm not looking at like a singular one. There we go. This one right here. I did decorate with them quite a bit. So yeah, either that or I turn them into dye. And now I'm going to take you to my favorite part of this project, actually. Oh, you want to know like something? This area is a very, very bougie area, okay? I made like floating crystals in here. And they're all actually light blocks. So there's like light blocks, and then for the blue ones, so like kind of chandelier light block kind of things, the blue ones have beacons in the middle. So that's what I use some of my beacons for, just purely lighting and decorating. So I have a bunch of beacons in here that are acting as light blocks, and then yeah, these are pretty expensive. I got some coral in here. Wait, how did I do that actually? Oh, the block under it is a waterlogged stair. I was like, how did I do that? Yeah, that block in there. That's why the coral isn't dying. And then we have diamonds. Even resin blocks are pretty expensive. Like, actually, it's harder for me to get resin blocks than it is to get diamond blocks at this point. And then my favorite area is over here. So if we go underneath, because I felt like every castle needed a dungeon, we fly under here. And I have my Pirates of the Caribbean villager prisoner hall looking thing. So this project was actually inspired by the Pirates of the Caribbean boat ride at Disney. I love it. I got 2 little rowboats here. Kind of come up. It's also inspired by Skyrim. So if you guys know like the Thieves Guild in Skyrim, this is not my base. No, this is just one of the mega builds that I did. You go like down the waterways, you go down the pipes to get to the little Thieves Guild kind of area. That was also like a huge inspiration for this as well. And then each of these is named after a viewer as well who redeemed it during one of our streams. So yeah, this is this little area. I just love it. I love the detailing. Then I have like a little thing that he sits in right there. There's cute little things. I build like a cannon. And then this used to be where I kept my bees as well. Chase's cage, yeah. And then this is the little warden area who looks over the he looks over the prison. Janky fellow, makes sure everything's in order. Even brought their cat Anastasia. Anastasia. But yeah, love the detailing in here. It was fun. Very fun detailing up this area. And yeah, so that's how this looks. Then you can come out like this. And that is the little dungeon down there. And that pretty much sums up this area. Is there anything else worth showing? I mean, this is all connected. I did like a little darker mushroom cave in here with the dripstone. Love the color scheme. And this also has another surprise in here. I have a zombie with diamond boots. So I got my little zombie with diamond boots. He only has diamond boots, but I kept him. And then I have another really fun villager in here, guys. Or not villager. Really another cool mob. This is the one thing I missed. This is another little Easter egg of this project. And it is my fully diamond enchanted skeleton. So I have 2 fully enchanted diamond skeletons. One is in my nether that I caught, and one is right here. So I caught him here, put him in his own little diamond prison. And yeah, so he's in it, even with an enchanted bow as well. He's not left-handed. If he was left-handed, that would have made it even rarer. But this is already like a 1 in like what was it? It was like 100 million chance or something. It was a ridiculous amount. I did like a whole video on the rarest mobs that I have in my channel, and or rarest mobs I have in my world, and I what's it called? Did the percentages of the rarity as well. So you can go check out that short if you want. And that pretty much sums up my project here. So this is my ancient city transformation, and this took about 1.5 years. Here is the outside of one of my like little nether hub areas, which eventually will have more things connected to it. Right now it just has a connecting highway from this way and this way. We'll kind of finish these 2 portals first. All right, so now we're going to travel down. Also, one of my newest mega builds that I've started that is very, very early stages, but you can kind of see the theming. And now also that so many more copper decorations, I can't wait to go back to this. Once I start working on this project again, we can go back and start adding our copper golems, like little copper golems all through here, and copper lanterns, and just more little chains, and way more copper details. This is going to be awesome. I built this before the extra set of copper stuff came to the game. So this is my trial chamber farm. So this is where I do all of my trials to get trial keys, trial chamber keys, and then whatever other materials that these farms drop. So I have poisonous spider farms. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna kill this guy because I think I would lose him if not. I have poisonous spider farms. I have strays, breezes, and that's actually it. That's the only ones that I have in this area, which is kind of funny. I'm gonna have to do another trial chamber transformation that actually has slime spawners, baby zombie spawners, what other mobs, like whatever other mobs I don't have, silverfish, if I don't want to do an end portal like stronghold one, which I might. So yeah, so this is a trial chamber. I mined out the entire thing. Again, this is part of the reason why I've mined out over 600,000 deep slate. Trial chamber had probably like 100k or so that I mined out. Mined out everything. This is how I use a lot of my copper. I also have some more like auto farms as well. So like eventually these will all be in giant test tubes. That will be, yes, I have a mace. Like I have enough for about 12 maces at the minute. So the spawning mechanics also changed. So I'm glad I didn't do this all at once. I'm glad I took a break from this project because they changed the spawning mechanics. Mobs can now spawn in the air. They used to actually have to have in the very first update of trial chambers, they had to used to spawn on a block. They couldn't just spawn in the air. Now they can spawn in the air, so I can actually do my farms now. So that's my breeze farm, and then I have it all connected where like any of the keys and stuff will just end up in here, as well as any of the drops. This one is a stray farm. Some of them might spawn in here. See, this is what used to happen. They used to spawn in here and then just automatically die. Lots of friends. From the magmas, but now because the spawning mechanics changed, they can spawn in the air outside of this, so some of them now spawn like that, literally like that, which is a bit of a pain, but of course it does give me the keys and stuff once it finishes. I should also, is that a zero durability bow? No, I don't want it then. But yeah, I actually really love this project. I think it's going to be really fun. Definitely, again, one of those themes that I'd never done. Never done like a sci-fi themed build. So it's going to be really cool to do and see what happens with this. Yeah, so we'll get that going eventually. And whenever I need keys and stuff, it's a really good way because I can farm up a bunch of ominous keys, a bunch of trial chamber keys, and then go to a new trial chamber. And I don't need to sit there and do a bunch of trials because I already have all the keys. I just go from vault to vault to vault and open up all the vaults, and it makes it a lot easier. Than having to like go to every trial chamber, hope I have enough keys, have to leave some trial chambers without opening all the vaults because I don't have enough keys. So I kind of just farm keys this way. It's a great way to do it. Pretty much what I have planned for this area. So hope you enjoy, but don't know when I'll be like back working on this yet. But that is the plan. Okay, now I'm going to show you my skeleton farm. My skeleton spawner farm and my stray farm. Okay, and then this is the portal that takes me to my skeleton farm. So it's my regular skeleton spawner farm. Again, I do not move my spawners. These are where they spawn, and then I just build around them. Okay, I mine everything out and build around them. So here's my skeleton farm right here. This area is pretty vibey with shaders on as well. It's kind of vibey. Kind of did like a deep dark kind of theme for this. Here is a stray spawner as well. So it's actually a regular skeleton spawner, but I have them go through the snow blocks, which turns it into a actual stray farm, which is very fun. They're gonna turn. Oh, there we go, and there we go. You see these? You know these ones? I bet you do. I bet you do. Only issue is when sometimes they spawn with they can't go through the powdered snow if they have leather boots on, so I have to like break this and then kill them that way. So yeah, they turn to strays when they stand in powdered or snow for too long, which is really nice. So now we have a stray farm. Don't worry about the collection. Just haven't maybe built that yet. Need to do that at some point. Then the actual collection for this area is down here. So here is the hole. You come down and okay, let me do that again. Don't look yet. My shaders need to go back on. Okay. Oh, wait, my shaders were on. What the heck? Why did it feel like I didn't have shaders on? That was weird. Okay, so when you come down this hole, this is the collection. And this is actually bedrock level. So I'm all the way down at level -59 right now. And here is all the items. Obviously, that's a sword that I put in there. But I can smelt the things back to iron and gold if I want. And here is all of the items. This is full. What can I even like? This is a zero durability. That's gonna go to my base. I love finding zero durability armor, and I keep it. And then all these bows can probably be turned into or maybe just like grab a few of them. All the bows can be turned into dispensers, so that's a really nice use for the bows. That I like to do. So all these random bows, they're good for something. Dispensers, because you don't need fully powered bows, like brand new bows. You can use old crusty bows to turn into dispensers. So I usually like doing that when I need to craft up a bunch. And anything that's zero durability, because think about it, right? If it's zero durability, it should break. I like to keep all of that. I have like a special space, and I'm gonna put it into my museum as well eventually, in like a space where I have probably my armory, maybe, where I display all of my zero durability armor. So that's my plan. And then, yeah, this just gives heaps of arrows, bones, glow ink as well, because another farm that gives me glow ink. And just decorated this to be like a little crypt. So, I love this. And if we take a look above here, too. Do I have an opening that I can actually get out of here? Yep. Was really hoping that wasn't going to be glass. This is my very first pixel art that I did. So here's a big pixel art. It actually uses a lot of materials. This dark prismarine was a pain in the butt to get. The black dye is annoying. But yeah, it's like a little moon. And this is supposed to be a house. It actually was like one big long art. And I kind of divided it into 4. And this is without mods, by the way. I don't use Litmatica. I don't use Axiom or anything. So all of these were placed by hand by me just looking at a pixel art and having to try and do each block by block. Like, I didn't have like a grid that was telling me where to put this stuff. Like, I had to manually do it hand by hand. It took forever, but it was worth it because I always wanted to do a pixel art, and it kind of blends with the theme and the color scheme. The theme and the color scheme of my skeleton build under here. So yeah, that's the theme for that, and then here's the spawner right in here. And that's just kind of how it works. So I don't really use this farm. It's just nice to have. And I also have this beautiful, beautiful, gigantic cave here too. So if I ever want to do some other cave build, I have all this space. Like, it's honestly, I started building a staircase because just to, you know, open up the possibilities, right? Kind of get that going. But yeah, so here's this massive, massive cave. And this is just how I access this. So this is actually directly underneath my graveyard. So I built my graveyard around this spawner. Alrighty guys, now we can finally go to my overworld base. Alright, now we're heading on to my main base, which is kind of the area that started it all, okay? This started it all. I'm gonna have to sleep because it's nighttime. It does look really pretty at nighttime though. Let's do a quick little overview at nighttime. All right, so this is the nighttime view. It's definitely built up quite a bit. So this is my main city. This is my main base. This is, I like to call it my like enchanted jungle village. Yeah, super vibey, and I'm so happy with just how it's developed and how everything has come together and came to be. It was yeah, it was fun. It was really fun to do and just see everything develop because it started out really, really small and really, really bad. And I improved a lot, and you can visually see that through a lot of these builds here. So let me sleep and I'm gonna give you a tour. So here is an overview at daytime of my base, and just this area alone, which you might not just like think right away, but there are over 20 farms in this one area. So this area here, there are over 20 different farms. So my like 0-0 chunk, or my like actual 0-0, is right here, like in this area. So I actually spawned in about right here. This was the place I spawned. Yeah, right on this little spot right here. This is where I spawned in, and this is where everything begun. So one of my very first farms that I ever built was this iron farm. Now, iron farm is not looking great, okay? It's my first farm, but it's my farm one of my only farms that I haven't decorated yet. So it sits here. I do have plans for it. I'm actually going to build Count Olaf's house from Series of Unfortunate Events. That's going to be built around this. So that's the plan. It's going to kind of blend in with Beanie Boulevard, which is here as well. Mostly because I tried 2 different designs. One was a bedrock farm, so it didn't work. And the second one used a pretty complicated redstone clock mechanism that would like be pushing up the zombie every so often so that the villagers could relax and then get scared again. Both failed, so it ended up just like working based on me placing down random things until the villagers ended up being scared and then not scared anymore. So it's almost like, I don't know how long this works, but yeah. But you know what I also did? When we come inside the iron farm, I decorated this. So this actually has like, I don't know, it's pretty nice. You can see the farm up there. I tried auto crafting, didn't work. And then I just had, what is that back there? Is that a zombie? Oh, it's a sticky piston. I see the green. I'm like, what is that? Or does it look like some emerald or something? But yeah, this gives me a lot of iron. So it did used to run whenever I'm in the overworld, but now they took away the my iron farm, yada yada. This is a collection. I detailed this a little bit better. It gives me a lot, but since this is no longer, since spawn chunks are no longer a thing, it doesn't exactly work as best as it used to. But I guess we'll show this area right now because this is what kind of connects into the iron farm. So this is Beanie Boulevard. This is a pretty recent addition. Actually, a year ago when I did my 5-year streamathon, we streamed for about 6 days straight. and I did a little streamathon where I allowed viewers to redeem, there was a channel point redemption where they could get their own house. We ended up making over, like, what, 50 houses. So just like a little overview right now, here's all the houses. It goes all the way to what my original spawn chunks were, 0, 0. So as you can see, like, everything in this area is very close to where I spawned in. Like, that's where I spawned in, right here. The first village that I found was right here. So it's everything. I stayed very close to where I spawned in. So this is my ice cream truck that I built. I love it. If you actually want to download this, I uploaded this onto my Patreon. I also uploaded my plane and a lot of things from this world. Just have heaps of houses, and I had like set color schemes that I let people redeem, and I would push myself to do a different design for every single house. Okay, every flippin' single house. So everyone is different designs, different palettes, different shapes, different sizes. Some are quite unique, like this one is an elf shaped hut, and they're not detailed yet, so they're all just blocked in because this was taking me months. Is this little fishing dock area. So here's a little fishing dock, have a little boat. I tried to detail all of this river, so this is all very detailed. Little custom tree here. All these trees are custom. And this is like fish redeemers who redeem fishing as well. That's where we do like fishing redemptions as well. And yeah, come across the bridge. We have a second half of Beanie Boulevard. I have a few more houses to go, so only like 5 more to go. That will eventually get done, I promise, at some point. Okay, but they're all laid out. And another area that I added recently, quite recently, is this little section here. So it's kind of like, I want it to be like a community farmland kind of vibe. So I have, like, you know, all different farms that any of the Beanie Boulevard residents hypothetically could come and harvest things, and, you know, all of that. I thought that was a really fun idea. Also just a great way to detail the space. I'm not really, my world isn't a lot of, like, I feel like that classic Minecraft kind of farmlands, and that's something I've never done. So I did want to start to kind of add some of that through my base a little bit more, just like big wheat fields, and kind of, because it's a great way to fill space. And so filling this whole section here, just with this, like, you know, just mini farms, I think was really cool. So that's a plan that I did for the back of Beanie Boulevard here. This house actually does have an interior. It is the only one that does have an interior, and this was actually inspired by Tiffany's, like the diamond store. So yeah, that was kind of cool. That was their fully the viewer's idea, and a little gift box. So this is Tiffany's. This is Marcella's house that's based on that. So it does have like that blue and white kind of theme going on, or blue, white, and gray, or blue, white, and silver. And so yeah, they like that. My plants go, oh, nice. And then this is my first plane that I ever built. So everybody makes fun of my plane, and maybe it's kind of valid. I built it really, really low on accident. I didn't know, like, when I was building up, I should have gone a little bit higher. You are in this plane. I do have villages in this plane, but I built it really low. So I'm actually just going to build a big landing strip right here. Oh, there's a skelly there. I'm going to build, there's a lot of mobs here. I'm gonna build a big like landing strip, so the plane's coming into land, right? So it's gonna make a little bit more sense. But yeah, so here's the plane, and I have 2 villages in here. We have Cosmic. Oh, I thought one of them disappeared. I swear I had one in the front here. I have Cosmic Craft and Captain Psych in this plane. Just little passengers, and I'm sure someone's driving the plane. Someone's piloting the plane. Yeah, positive. But this is my first plane I ever built, and it's kind of like a mashup between a modern plane, but I really wanted to add a propeller, so yeah. I'm proud of it. I'm happy with it. I thought I did good. I thought, like, for my first one. Now next time I know to build it more high in the sky. If I had to do it over, I would build it a little bit higher. And so yeah, that kind of wraps up Beanie Boulevard, and then I'll also quickly show you this at nighttime because it's kind of vibey. This is my haunted house here. And my haunted house is actually based on a Lego build that I did. And when you... Okay, the door's blocked. When you come inside, here is all my jack-o'-lantern mobs. All of my Halloween mobs that I collected during Halloween time, where mobs can actually spawn with pumpkins on their head. So this is all of this. I have zombie villages in here. Ooh. Baby zombie villages even. And some skeletons, because skeletons used to be able to pick up swords. I actually think they stopped that from happening now. They patched it, I think. But yeah, do have some skeletons holding swords, and it's very, very loud. This is from a Halloween stream that I did. I built this during Halloween 2023. Every single Halloween I do a project. So this haunted house was 2022. I have also a little pumpkin patch over here that I built. That was Halloween 2021. The haunted house was Halloween 2022. The graveyard was Halloween 2023. 2024 was my was the skeleton farm. That's what I did for Halloween 2024. So the graveyard was 2023, and then the actual skeleton farm and underneath the crypts and stuff for 2020. Yes, for 2023. Okay, or 2025. Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, I do a Halloween build every year. That's where I keep those. I loved this project. This was one of the very first projects that I actually micro detailed and fell in love with that. Absolutely fell in love with it. Being able to like almost on every single block add detail, and I loved it. I have all these grave, what are they called? Graves? Yeah, gravestones and grave headstones and gravestones, and I have all of these yeah, all these mobs in here, and these are all dedicated to viewers. I also have this like little, I kind of like this kind of fun spooky looking pool, and again all these custom dead trees that I built. So I was just really happy with my graveyard area. I love it. It was yeah, again, the first time I was like micro detailing, and almost every single bit has detail, and yeah, I really, really love. We have separate little graveyards too. It's like this was dedicated to a viewer because they had so many that this like whole area is dedicated to them. So it's very, very cool. That's my graveyard. Then we got some floating gas, and yeah, I just loved it. I loved the detail and had a really, really fun time with it. Next part I'm gonna do is my house. I think we should do my house because a lot of my house is very OG. This is my starter base. So this is what my very first house looked like. I rebuilt a replica of it. And this is what it looks like. So here's the house. It was a cobblestone box. I had like 100 torches inside. I kind of converted it since then and I moved it, but this was the very start, you know, my very first starter house. To go along with that, my second starter house that I built was actually in this spot right here. I need to bring this down a little bit more. Is in this spot right here. So this was obviously, this kind of became a monument, because if you guys didn't know, a little bit of like a recap. Lost Pebble, I'm doing a tour right now, actually, believe it or not. To kind of like recap a little bit, my very first dragon fight happened on April 25th, 2020. Okay, so it's almost, you know, this year will be the anniversary next month of defeating the dragon. Obviously, to commemorate, I had built a giant cake, and this used to be my sub shrine. So every sub that I got, I used to write their names on this board. So I still see Chaz from time to time. Let's see. Oh, do I see it? No, I don't. Some people here, like, I don't ever see, like, you know, they've never came back, but it's really cool. Oh, we should probably change that. They're here still. Cosmic Craft, Nubbles is still here. Like, very, very cool. So, anyway, it's just very nice. It's just like a little piece of history that we have. But yeah, so if you ever wanted to get into the Cake Club, it's 100,000 channel points to get into this book. We have over 86 people in this book, which is awesome. I have done an ocean monument transformation. Yeah, I used to have like all these little blocks that people could redeem and then put item frames with like an item of their choice. So got netherite scrap. We even got some deep slate emerald up there. Yeah, just pretty cool. Pretty cool. All these like rarer blocks, emerald ore, gilded blackstone, lots of different things. Wither skull. Someone has a beacon, I think. Do they have a beacon? We have an end crystal. I swear someone has a beacon. End crystal, nether star. Okay, so now that I've showed that, I'm going to show my actual house now, you guys. So my house that I rebuilt for the 3rd time. And yes, I built this for the 3rd time, and I want to redo it because I still don't like it. So I want to do the house for the 4th time. There's no place like Dome. I need to put a glow ink on that sign. But yeah, no place like Dome. You come inside, very, very basic. Very, very basic. You come upstairs. I have like all of my music discs that I've collected here. So I have quite a few. I don't have all of the creeper drop ones, but I almost do. So I'm only missing a few, but I do have like almost all the music discs, and a lot of discs. So every disc that I find, I keep. So I do kind of have quite a few music discs. And here's all my spare totems too. Everyone always asks how I get my totems. I just do manual raids at my village. I used to anyway. Do manual raids or do just like raid Woodland Mansion. This is my first house right next door, right here. This cobblestone box right here is my first house. Okay, then we come downstairs. And this is my very first basement that I ever built, okay? So inside of my basement, I have my OG storage room here. This is what it looks like. The floor has had some reconstruction, but I actually need to take that out too, because that's a specialty fish right there. So I actually need to take him out and put him in my my other area in the zoo. But yeah, this is like my very beginning storage room. My very, very simple storage room where I kept everything. And then if we drop down again, this is my basement to my basement. So my second basement. Alright, so then we go in. I have like a storage, an overflow storage. So I had like extra chests that I would fill with all this overflow. So mostly just like mining materials. And then when we come down here, I have like quite a few things actually. Like all different books that I've had. Like my Book of First from 2024. I have like top gifters from September. My 10-hour stream that everybody's in here that I did. That was back in 2024. All different bows that I like, my retired bows that have no durability left anymore that I... Oh, that is 50. That's actually... I could get a little bit more use out of that. Same with this. 69 durability. Actually, no, that's got to stay. So all these different things. Tools that I gave to people who redeemed first the most times during the months. All sorts of just like all really special things from subathons and different things. So really, really cool. I like to have like this little kind of trophy room, commemorative kind of thing. Then here is my giant map that was complete twice, okay? Twice before it broke. It broke twice. My game crashed. My computer BLUE screened. I don't like to say it, you know, bad juju, knock on wood. I think, yeah, this is wood. It's just like lacquered, but I have, yeah, so this map was completed. I just never redid it because I redid it twice and I was like, I'm not redoing this again. So eventually I want to actually move this into a separate area just because all of these item frames and maps are entities and it does get quite laggy down here. So what I'm gonna do is probably make more levels and have more kind of walls like this full of special event things that I can keep in this area and then move my giant map to another kind of hub area that I want to have as well. So that's my plan for that. Eventually get it moved. I want to do like a big like kind of circle one or something maybe. But yeah, so that's my map room that I have. So I do have a giant map. I know someone asked about that roughly 4 hours ago. So finally got to show it. But yeah, so anyway, that's my house. And then this area is like one of the starting areas that I actually built. So I have collected every villager trade in the game. And a lot of them kind of are just nestled into these areas. So here's where I keep my dragon egg. Inside of this also doubles as my cleric hole and my potion kind of temporary storage, I suppose. And then also my little previous potion brewing area that I still use sometimes if I don't want to use my automatic one or I need a different type of potion. I will brew some of that stuff here. Also just grow some nether warts too. If I ever need nether warts, I can grow some of that. Just manually. Like that. So I can use for potions. Then I will probably show my mine. Because my mine also was like pretty OG. It did expand over time, but it was pretty OG. Here's my netherite beacon. My good old netherite beacon right here. So if, you know, if you're wondering if I have a netherite beacon, I do obviously have a netherite beacon. Then we come inside, and here are my toolsmith villages. So this is how I break all of my diamond picks. So my diamond picks right here, I have broken 863. That's because I buy them from this villager for 1 emerald. That is it. Okay, that is it. All these toolsmiths that I have, here is all of my auto storage for all of my ores that I have. I have a bunch of deep slate emerald. I've collected about half a stack of deep slate emerald, but I'm planning on getting a stack. I'm also, one of my goals, trying to collect a stack of every block in the game. I'll show you more about that when I get to my museum project. So yeah, here's all the things. Here's a bunch of my diamonds, and I have a pretty large amount of everything, but I just love to decorate with a lot of this too. So I do use a lot of that for, you know, for building and decorating. I also keep my redstone stuff here, and I designed this to look like an enchanted mineshaft, which definitely kind of fits the enchanted jungle vibes that I'm going for. So as we head down here, I also have a little kind of system that comes and brings the items from my mine up to this storage, and then I can take it wherever I need to take it. When we come down here, all the way down, we will fly. This takes me down to level 12. The reason this was built at level 12 is because this used to be the diamond level. It is no longer the diamond level. I can still find regular diamonds here, but yeah, mostly you get diamonds now, more commonly down in deep slate levels, which is where this ends up taking me. So I have another little mine shaft down in -54. This honestly might just be like one of my favorite projects that I've done. Just like, I love the mineshaft vibe. This was not already a pre-existing storage, by the way, or pre-existing ravine. I did mine all this out by hand. And I also have a spider spawner farm right here, a poisonous spider spawner farm. So we can turn it on. Yeah, so this is a poisonous spider farm. I don't really use it, but it exists if I ever need some quick string or spider eyes or whatever. It's here. It works. It's fine. And first time I was actually got to use tinted glass too with this in my creeper farm, so that was fun. First time I got to use that after it was added to the game, because remember guys, before anyone's like, oh, you should have used this material or you should have used that, a lot of the things, like a lot of this was built back in 1.15, 1.16, even 1.17. I didn't even have deep slate back then. Deep slate wasn't a thing. Amethyst wasn't a thing. So a lot of these materials, stuff gets built without it being in the game. And then I don't kind of add it until I go back and add it. Or sometimes I don't even go back and add the things that maybe I want to add. So yeah, a lot of the builds sometimes have things, sometimes don't. Just depends. Like a lot of my overall village area is all pretty much old chunks 1.15 builds. So yeah, I really lacked building with certain things just because a lot of the materials that I like to use weren't even in the game. Yeah, this world has came through many changes, gone from 1.15 all the way up to what it is now on 1.21.10, and I need to update to 1.21.11. And yeah, here's the little thing I was talking about. So when I push this up, it actually empties. It goes up and then it empties and then it comes back down empty. So it drops off all the materials and then it comes back down. So kind of love that. Now another thing that I have in here is my storage. So whoever just asks if I have automatic storage, this entire thing is my storage, and this is all fully automatic. So this is my storage. Here is like all of my things, my little overflow, all the colored candles, all just random things that I need to be sorted. A lot of my wood stuff. Actually, I have different levels for storage for every single thing. So my storage room is very unique. I don't just have like a big mega base type storage. I like to divide areas into different segments that make sense to me. So this is how I locate everything easily. I know where stuff is. If it's a nether themed block, it's in my nether storage. If it's wood storage, it's anything wooden item related is in here. Any little decorative item is in here. So that's kind of how I do it. So yeah, so this is all my storage, and I guess to kind of go with that is in here I have my bamboo farm. So this is a lot of layers. There's about 15 layers of bamboo farm. It gives me a lot of bamboo. I also have it auto crafting into bamboo blocks, and bamboo I use to craft chests, composters, sticks, anything that requires sticks. such as like fences, fence gates, armor stands, you know, you name it. If it's requiring sticks, I'm most likely using my bamboo for it, or even trading to Fletcher's if you want to go that route too. So I do have it crafting to bamboo, so I can take it to bamboo planks and then turn it into chests automatically, or even like bamboo slabs as well. And yeah, so it's very, very large. And when you come up here, this is an addition to my storage too. So all the way up here is my copper storage, which is my very favorite storage that I've built. It's my most detailed interior that I've ever built, and I love it. There's still more that I want to do with it too. So yeah, this is the storage, and this holds every single variation of copper. Mind you, there is a lot. There is a ridiculous amount of copper variations, because remember, everything comes waxed and unwaxed. So basically, just from that, you need two separate items for every single item, including all of the copper golems, because the different poses stack differently. Because I'm trying to collect a stack of everything as well. Different poses stack differently, and then there's waxed and unwaxed. So every golem color, there's 8 of. So there's 8, 16, 24. It's 32 different types of copper golems in each color. Yeah, in every pose, every color, waxed and unwaxed. So, yep, it's quite a bit. And so yeah, that's all the storage. And I did set up this storage really nicely so that if anything ends up in the storage that isn't supposed to be in here, it actually ends up in this chest. And then I can send this off and it gets deposited back into my main storage system. So yeah, if stuff ends up in here, just is all automatic, which is just really nice. I love this storage too. I really love it. We spent a little bit on this, but it was really fun. It was a fun time. And again, everything is auto sorted. So if we come through here, you'll kind of see it. It's a little bit crazy, but yeah, all fully auto sorted. Just keeps it nice and clean. Yeah, and that's pretty much that. I made a nice little way to fly in and out if I needed. Also re-terraformed up this entire area. And then on the exterior of this, I have my clock tower, and this will soon be a build that I'll have on my Patreon as well if you guys want to download that. But I just did a tutorial. This actually has my sugarcane farm inside, so I did do a tutorial on that if you wanna see that on my TikTok and my YT shorts. And this is where I deposit all of my copper items. So this also has a shulker unloader too, so I can deposit any storage that needs to go in here, or redeposit any storage that needs to go in there. Again, anything that ends up in the overflow just comes back all the way up to here. So this is where that minecart connected to. So anything that ends up in there that doesn't need to end up in there comes back to my storage, and then I can just redeposit that wherever I need. I actually would love to have this chest connected to this sorting system, which I may end up moving to this side so I can make it a little bit more functional. Yeah, and then everything above here is also part of my wood storage, so I can kind of take you through that really quickly. So again, everything's auto sorted, everything's connected to the same sorter. So this is all my dark wood storage. You drop down, we go to my spruce wood storage with this cute little area here too. We're gonna drop down again and go down to my oak storage, which I finally kind of redid this area. This was sitting, it's still not detailed, but and my jungle wood. And then this sorter again connects back down to this section here. So this all connects to one another. So I love just having everything kind of be connected. You can walk through a tunnel to get to this project, and everyone's always like, I am so lost watching this. Yeah, I don't get lost, but like I could definitely see why you maybe would be. Could definitely tell. So that's my big storage. And then that just takes you down to the mine. And I just have my poisonous spider farm down there. I don't think there's anything else, right? But yeah, I really love this area. Really, really love it. Then over here we have my library, which is a very, very ancient build for me. I've improved a lot since I built this library, but I have every single max book trade. So every single one, including the curses. Have some more up there too. I will need to, once I update, get the different what is it? What's that new? The spear. I'll need to get the spear enchants on the villagers when I update. I haven't updated yet, and they'll probably go somewhere in here. Or maybe that'll be when I redo this area. I come in here. This is my little fisherman area. So I just have my little fishermans. Fishermans are fantastic because they can trade you campfires. I use campfires for building so often. Almost every single project I've ever done probably has a campfire in it. So yeah, love buying campfires. That's where I keep my little fisherman with this little, again, I built this a really, really long time ago. And it's overrun with golems right now. I still need to do something about that. Then right here I have my stone storage room. Above it, I have my stonemason villages. So every single color of terracotta and glazed terracotta I have built. Or have collected and built them into the little trading room here. And then we come down, and this is where I have the storage for all of my stone stuff. So I have every single type of stone, and before anyone's like, how do you know what's in every chest? What's above it? So whatever's above it is what's in that chest. So this is all granite, right? So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 dedicated chests to double chests to granite. A bunch of diorite, polished, cobblestone. All these are full. I forget how many. It was, I think over 100,000 pieces of stone can be stored here. 112,000 pieces of stone can be stored here, which I quite often trade. I also have all of my variants down here too. So everything, every single type of stair, every single type of slab, wall, you name it, it's here. This is also connected to my deep slate storage as well, which naturally makes sense to build it underground. So I don't know, I really love this area. I really like it. Here's also where I keep my grab and go boxes, so if I ever need like a shulker box full of whatever I have that apparently I don't have much of, diorite, I'll grab a shulker box and I can go build with that or whatever. So, and yes, I do have a frog life storage goals. Then we drop down, and this is my deep slate storage. So every type of deep slate I have, I am so glad to be able to change basically all of this to cobbled deep slate. Oh my gosh, like I'm probably gonna have like 4 of these be regular deep slate, and then the rest of these all be cobbled, because I'll be able to, you know, turn all of my deep slate to cobbled, because I just have so much deep slate, like a regular deep slate, that I'm not doing anything with. I really like the design of this roof. I think it's really cute. And then I made it so that I could just fly out again. I did build a build around the exterior of it, but I hate it. So I'll probably redo this at some point. I think it just needs to be retextured. I think the shape is really fun. I actually love the shape. I just really have to like retexture it and redetail it, because it doesn't really flow too nicely, and I'm a bit over the wood, honestly. Yeah, so we have that. We have that. This building here is where I breed my villagers. Right here. What else we got in this area? Oh, I suppose these buildings. This one's empty. This is where I keep my armorers. Where I buy all of my diamond armor. This is where I keep my weaponsmiths. Right here, where I buy basically nothing. I just trade my iron to them sometimes. And then inside of here is where I have my jungle-themed farms. So that is my glowberry farms, and then my cocoa bean farms. So here's how I get my cocoa beans for brown dye, and here is how I get my extra glowberries. Then in here is my sheep farm. So right here's my sheep farm, and this is all connected. Okay, I need more shears. This is all connected to my rainbow storage and my sheep like kind of storage. So you come inside. I kind of redid this area not too long ago. Here's all of my wool storage, all my carpet storage actually. This is all my wool storage. So I have a lot of wool. I've been building with a bunch of color, so just having a good like sheep farm running whenever I'm in my area here is, you know, I gotta do a chunk loader, but yeah, I've got that. I've also collected every single color of shepherd. So every single trade that a shepherd has, they have every single banner color. Mind you, there's 16 different colors. Every single banner color, every single carpet color, every single wool color, every single bed color, and they trade for every single dye color. So I had to collect so many things. This took forever to collect every single villager, but I'm so glad that I have them all. So these are all ordered in the wool that they trade for, so all colored order. And then down here I have the rest of them. So here's my dye storage, my glass storage. Then I have my like little other extra villages that trade extra things and extra banner colors, and then this is the remainder that trade the missing carpet colors from upstairs too. So have all these villages in here. I love making custom banners. You'll see that they're everywhere around my world to kind of help with the theming of things. I have all of my colored glass storage. colored glass pane storage, and all of my banner storage too. And then a little banner making area where I have all of my banner patterns that I can make. So yeah, got all of that. Then when I come down in here, I have all of my concrete powder, and all of the terracotta and glazed terracotta storage. So this, it took a while. It definitely took a while. But as I said, as I've started building with a lot more color, this storage was very much more needed, so I can just reorganize everything. I do not dupe. Nope. All right, what else do I have here? All of this has been done. All of this has been done. Now, over here is my old zoo. Here is the barn that I built. Just has some mobs inside. Oh, it has my chicken farm. Oh my god, I haven't been down here in ages. I kind of forgot this existed. Yeah, I kind of forgot this existed. And I have way too many eggs as well. I have to like... You know what I still need? I need a blue chicken farm and an orange chicken farm. I kind of forgot about that. I might actually turn this whole area into a chicken. That might be what I do. I might actually divide this into 3 sections and make this just like into a giant, this is my old zoo, but one important thing to show here is, I am trying to also collect every single tropical fish type. There are over 3,000 different types or different colors of tropical fish in Minecraft, and I'm trying to collect them all, okay? Like, no task is too big for me. I want to do it all, okay? We've got the time. So here's like just the categories of the fish, and I'm trying to collect all the different colors of them. And there is a lot, because not only is there, for example, solid colors of every single type, so this one is just magenta. There is also 2 colors, so just say we have an orange and a white color, there is also white and orange, which the pattern is flipped. So it is yeah, it's gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing. I think eventually, once I get close, like once I have over 1,000 types, or once I feel like I've gotten close, like filled chests and chests and chests of fish, I'll probably get like a mod that'll have like a checklist to see every single type that I have, although I will have to replace them and rebucket them. So I eventually might do that just to like double check we have them all. But that's something that I'm not going to be close to finishing for years. So I don't think I'll have to do anything like that, but yeah. All right, so now that I've done that, I've showed all of this. I now have my, let's move on to like this little area. So I have my butcher hut here, where I can trade for one of the best food trades in the game, guys, is this little butcher that has pork chop. This was my very first pond that I ever built, which is questionable when you look at the texturing. I don't know why I use polished diorite. I used to build my paths out of polished diorite. Polished diorite was kind of like, I don't know why I tried to use it for like a naturally spawning pond design when it looks like a kitchen tile. But I did. I also have a to-do list board here as well. So a to-do list board is the projects that like I originally had on here. Either they've been finished or they haven't been finished. Actually, I see one that I need to mark off again. I already have glow ink in my... I already have so much in my inventory. I actually finished this one. Waterlogged stairs at Enderman Farm. I finished that one. So... I also built a moss farm. Oh my gosh, I only have one thing left, which is my iron farm. At least, that's on this board. There's a lot of other things that I want to do. Then a couple of additions that I really want to point out is this river. This river, for the longest time, was left completely empty. Okay, it was left completely empty. So some things that I went in and recently did, we added a boat. So yeah, I just did all these little designs. These are also available for download on my Patreon as well. So imagine it's like taking the materials, like either it's taking it to it or it's bringing it to it. I don't know, like taking it from it or to it, whatever. And I built like a little bamboo themed boat that kind of looks like it's transporting the materials to the dock. So I thought that was kind of fun. I have that right there. Then I have a wheat farm and my crop farm right here as well. So this is my crop farm. This is where I keep my farmer villagers, which I trade with a lot because I have a crop farm and a pumpkin melon farm in this building right here, which actually allows me to trade all the materials to these villagers. I got them down really cheap and get a lot of my emeralds and XP that way just from villager trading. underneath this, it's connected to my crop farm. So I have my automatic crop farm, and then when you go down again, I have the storage for all of those things, which is again all automatic. So all these items end up in here. I also have it set up to an auto crafter for my melons, and I do need to set this up to an auto composter. But this has given me quite a bit of bone meal. Quite a bit from like throwing all of my overflow in here. So yes, we have melons, crafting, and all the goods in here. And I set this up to look like a little dining room. Then right here, I have my leather workers, which give me all of my leather armor, all the armor types. So I have pants, helmet, boots, and helmet that can, or chestplate as well, that can give me, that I can dye any color as well. Then right here, I have my cartography villager trading hall as well. So like little maps to lead the way. You come inside. I have item frame trades, which is my favorite thing ever. And then every color banner pattern. Every banner color trade from every cartographer as well. So although all of my shepherds already give me every color, I wanted to get every color from the cartographers as well. So also did that. And I have this little courtyard with some games. We have some checkers going on right here with a little redstone lamp. Redstone... What is that called? Daylight sensor, sorry. Daylight sensor. Then over here, I have a little game of cards going on. Then I have my cactus farm right here, which is how I get all of my green dye. This is one of the earliest farms that I built as well. So when we come inside, I do have half of it going automatically to bone meal. So all this is going to bone meal. This is staying to cactus. And then these ones are turning to green dye. So I have quite a lot of everything in here. This is my pumpkin and melon farm. Then this is my creaking farm. So that's supposed to look like a creaking. I think it works. We come inside. It's also my resin. Well, it's my resin farm. Oh, and it just hit nighttime. It's just about to hit nighttime, so this is actually functional right now. We love to see it. Wait, no, it's not nighttime yet. It's almost nighttime. Hang on. I'll show you how it works. So every time I hit these creakings in like 2 seconds. Yep, okay, it's working. So every time I hit the creakings, and I have sweeping edge, and before anyone says, don't use your sword, it uses your durability. I don't really care. I have mending on this sword. It doesn't do more than a little tiny little bit of damage, so it's fine. Every time I hit these creakings, it spawns resin. It's hooked up to a farm. This was based on a Raiseworks design, but I kind of like tripled it actually. Who is this? Phasmida? Who is this? Can't really see with the shaders on. This is Banbill, of course it is, and this is Bad Bunny Elf, or Ban Bunny Elf. Ban Bunny Elf. Bad Bunny. Alright. Yeah, so this just works, and the resin gets pistoned off. I don't have perfect layout of my world. Like, I just expand. Like, it really comes down to, I started building right here. Right on this little island, and then like right here. So right on this side of the river and right here, and it slowly just started going like this. So that's kind of how that happened. Yeah, kind of how that happened. Yeah, so that's my resin farm, and resin is really great because you can actually like craft up resin blocks, resin bricks, any of these materials. So you see these right here, these like beautiful vibrant orange blocks. If you want to use those for stuff, you can by having a little resin farm, and this can be found in Pale Gardens, and I do have a tutorial on how to find a Pale Garden, find the creaking, find resin. I have a tutorial on how to get it on my YT channel. And then yeah, it just ends up, so I had about 23, so it's just like doubled what I have. But yeah, can I just stand here? This was my first creaking that died. This is my first creaking that died. There we go. That's dedicated to creakles. And what else we got here? Oh, this is my creeper farm. Again, a lot of my builds are hidden everywhere, guys. So this is my creeper farm right here. And it's even working despite it being nighttime because everything's spawn proof. But this is my concrete grinder, guys. This is how I turn my concrete powder into concrete. This is what I sit here doing, mining over and over and over again. I don't dupe my concrete powder. I make them by hand. So I place and break and place and break and place and break and place and break. About the only time you'll see the totem come out of my hand. That's how I got 100,000 pieces of concrete. It took a while. I didn't do it all at once. It was little by little. But because... Whoa, that looked really weird. It was like all like dotted, like pointillism. Inside of this hot air balloon, the reason I have it there is because when I'm up here, my creeper farm runs really, really quick. Okay, it runs super, super quick. So whilst I'm up there grinding concrete, the creeper farm is running, as are some of the other farms in this area too, and I'm getting myself a lot of materials. So I do like multitasking, try to make things as efficient as I won't say as I possibly can, because my farms are pretty basic farms. Eventually I want to do a massive perimeter for a creeper farm, guys. That's the goal. I want to have like a 256 by 256 perimeter for all of my, like, for a massive creeper farm that also is like a rocket factory. So it'll also have a big sugarcane farm attached that'll be auto crafting rockets as well. Maybe even like a TNT factory that I'll store gravel and sand in. It'll also be like auto crafting up TNT. Might be really cool too. So I do want something like that. This is my Fletcher villager hall, but it's a little bit of a mess right now. I was also kind of using this as a villager breeding situation. And when you come down here is where I keep every single arrow trade. Then here is every single tipped arrow trade. This took forever because the arrows are the Fletcher's last trade. Their very last trade. So I had to level up hundreds of villagers before I got every single tipped arrow type. And there's probably new ones that I'm sure I'll like need to get eventually too. Then when we come through here, this actually connects back to my basement, or my initial basement, to my starter house. Yeah, so everything connects to one another because I love everything connecting. And eventually I want everything mined out underneath my base as well. I don't really want to call this a mega build, definitely a bigger build. Maybe once I finish everything underneath it, connecting it to like what will be the tropical fish farm area, maybe then it'll sort of start turning into mega build territory. But right now, it's just one of my bigger builds. This is my custom slime farm that I built, my very own slime, like very own farm design as well. And it's supposed to be just like a center point to my world. So if you kind of look at it, you'll see that like this is where my museum is, my zoo, Beanie Boulevard taking me to spawn chunks, and then my base area. So it kind of is like 4 things spread off from this point. And it's kind of cool because in my 10,000 day world tour, I talked about that. I talked about wanting to do that. I talked about wanting to do something that connected my slime farm to over here. And I did it. I talked about wanting to build a museum, and I did it. And I talked about wanting to build a zoo, and I did it. So within 10,000 days, I got that stuff started, which I'm very proud of myself for doing. To get down, I have this little water elevator, which I believe was the first water elevator that I built, like to get up, actually. Oh, I missed. Yep, I missed. Okay, it's okay. Everything's fine. And what's kind of really sad about this project, yeah, I don't know if I think my slime farm still works. I want to say yes. So what kind of sucks about this area is this all used to be bedrock. So level 0, back in 1.15, 16, and the start of 17, I believe, used to be bedrock. So level 0 was bedrock. And I did this really cool design with like black glass over the top of the bedrock, and it was just really, really cool. And then the deep slate update became a thing, and then all of the bedrock turned to deep slate. So now I have to basically like remine all the way this down all the way to deep slate. Haven't done it yet though. Obviously it's a pain in the butt to get through deep slate, but I've started like manually TNTing some of this. So yeah, so there's the collection for the slime farm. I also have a very mini what is it, zombie spawner here that gives me just like a couple drops. I found one and I just incorporated it in, but it's nothing special. I have a little inverted slime here, and then just a collection for all of the slime stuff. Then when we come down here, eventually I would love for all of this to be connected. This actually takes you to my tropical fish farm. So this is going to aid me in getting every type of fish in the game. Every tropical fish type in the game. So kind of I just smack them around. And then if I get a color that I haven't got yet, or a special fish, I catch it and take it to my zoo. So yeah, that's kind of how I do it. So I have blueprinted this. This is gonna go on my Patreon. This boat, my to-do list board. Anything else in this? My plane. So a few different things are on there. So here's my zoo, also known as the 200. When we come inside, I actually really like this area. Then I have a gift shop, which also has an interior. So this little guy right here. I kind of wish I finished leveling all these up to see what they're gonna give me. But you can buy extra little things, so some turtle eggs and like a little book on the subject of pets, a sniffer egg, dragon head, some little things, some extra little things, an egg right here. Thank you, Bill. I have a snack shop. Had to get pretty creative again. I don't use mini blocks. I don't use armor stands. I don't use invisible item frames. I don't use, what's another one? I don't use custom like paintings either. So it would have been really nice to chuck down a little mini block of a popcorn, but you know, that's not something that I have. I don't use things like that. So had to kind of get creative. This is supposed to be a little popcorn stand. Okay, little popcorn stand with this is a gold, like a gold ore block. Gold ore block, is that what it's called? So yeah, love that. That's right there. Little cake area, little Neapolitan ice cream machine, which is perfect. I love it. So here's a little snack area. I also have a little art shop too. So I have like different canvases with different animals on it that you can like buy to take home. Nice little picture from your zoo visit. That's supposed to be an eraser, and then this is supposed to be, no, that was an eraser, and this was a, what was that supposed to be? I actually forget. And this is like paintbrushes and stuff. So yeah, little paintbrushes you can buy, and just like little art supplies in here, which I thought was really cute. Then in here, guys, I have my exhibit for my mushrooms, and this actually, like a few of these things actually double as farms as well. So I have the mushroom exhibit. I have a brown panda. I gotta actually make a panda exhibit, but this is the mushroom exhibit. And then I also have a sniffer exhibit. This is one that doubles as a farm, and I'll show you like the collection for that. So this is a sniffer farm. Then I also have a armadillo farm right here too, as well as a little mesa themed armadillo exhibit. I have a camel area, which this actually, like, I don't know, it's kind of like a little desert oasis area. I thought it was kind of fun. Needs a little bit more detail, but this was fun to make. Finally give my camels a space to hang out. I think it's pretty cute. I do want to make these mountains a little bigger too. Then I have a fox area right here, which also has a sweet berry farm inside. So I can get sweet berries that way and trade them if you want for emeralds. And then to get to the collection, you actually go through the sniffer exhibit. And down here, finally went through the doors correctly, is where I keep all the drops from the armadillos. And then also this as well. So this is where I get all of my pitcher pods and all of my torch flower seeds to make any of the pitcher plants and the torch flower flowers. So if you ever see those little flowers, like the cyan ones with the little, like, they're kind of like rainbow colored, they're really pretty. Those are actually from, you can get those from sniffers. So yeah, guys, that is my zoo. Do I have anything else? Oh yeah, I have the wolf exhibit, which was fun because I got to go and collect every single color wolf. So I went and got every single type of wolf once they added all the new ones. So we have like these little ones right here. They're so fun. I think I have the black one. Where is he? Where is he? He's somewhere here. Oh, here he is. Literally stuck, like, pushed in the ground right now. Okay. There's McFluffston. I don't even know how to say that. And then I have some that aren't tamed as well. So they actually just run around. I have a rabbit exhibit with the regular rabbit types. I'm not going to put the snowy ones in here, and I'm not going to put the deserty ones in here. So for now, I just have these ones. And then I also have my little, I actually love this one too. This is my parrot exhibit, or my little parrot aviary. And again, didn't tame these two parrots, so they can just fly around as they want. And I will bring some others. I'm super close to the jungle, so I want to bring some more that can just fly around here too. And yeah, so this is my, my parrot exhibit. Yeah, and that kind of sums up the zoo. So I have a lot more exhibits that I need to build, but I'm on like the right track, I think. The next one probably will be the panda exhibit. So yeah, so that's the plan for that, and that's kind of that area. Now I think what we'll do is I'll do the museum. Okay, I'm gonna do the museum, because then we can do the, I'll just like go to the end last, but I'll reveal the, so here is my museum build, and I get a lot of questions on this asking, is it the White House? Is it like this building? Is it that building? This is based on the Art Gallery of New South Wales. So yeah, the big pillars at the front, it's like very bank looking as well. Yeah, you come inside, the exterior isn't really done yet, but you come inside, and this is what the interior looks like. Okay, so it's pretty pretty subtle for now, okay? Pretty subtle. Alright, so the first exhibit that I have right here is my armory. This is where I've collected every single armor trim in the game, and I'm planning on getting an entire stack. I also have every armor set displayed here, or I did until now, because now I don't have copper. They added copper armor to the game, and now I'm gonna have to find a place for that. But I am thinking to add all of my zero durability armor and tools here. I think that would be really cool. Because, yeah, I think I might kind of take away this stuff and do, like, do all my zero durability armor. But, yeah, I have every armor trim, even the 2 new ones, like, from the trial chambers. And I kind of displayed them all with different colors and things. So, yeah, if you've ever wondered what a color trim looks like on different things, there you go. You can look at it. But yeah, so this is my first little exhibit. Now, this is my most recent exhibit that I did. This is my Nether exhibit, where we have a little crimson area, warped area, and this is obviously based on a Nether fortress. This is going to be where I display all of my Nether items, which I haven't exactly done yet, but the structure is being built. This was another little side quest for me that I did. Come underneath here, walk through the lava, and end up here, where we have the Soul Sand Valley exhibit with some little ancient debris there, and then even a basalt delta with some gilded blackstone, and then just started collecting all the items for that. And then this area, like, this is what the lava looks like. So I didn't use real lava. I just used glass. I used orange glass, and I tried to make it look like lava. A lot less dangerous and a lot less source blocks needed if I was to do lava on every single block. So this is how it looks like. I think it came out alright. It's not my favorite. But it took up a whole section of this. I mean, the Nether is a whole dimension, so it makes sense. It uses a lot of space. Next up, I have my ocean-themed exhibit, which has all of my ocean-themed blocks, every type of coral, and dried coral too. So every coral block, and then every dried coral block, a stack of everything. Kelp, every dried, oh wait, I think I moved it. Yeah, I think every third. Is it every second or third one here? Or no, that one's in there. I moved some of them, like some of them are on the tables here now. I don't know, there's like 2 right here. But yeah, I moved them into different spots. Oh yeah, they were going right here, weren't they? Anyway, so I have dried coral. I have every type of bucket item that you can collect right here. So all the different fish in buckets and all the different like type of fish. Little pufferfish and jellyfish banner. Then I have all the prismarine types. I do have a stack of Heart of the Seas, but I don't have a stack of conduits yet. So I've got to do that. So yeah, this is this exhibit, and my favorite part of this is like the little shipwreck. I did like a miniature shipwreck that was on the wall, kind of similar to something I saw in like the what is it, like the natural history museum or whatever. They have like things like this, so I kind of did that. Thought that was cool. And here's all the icy themed things, so all of the ice and snow and all of that. We'll get into the faction stuff after I show the exhibits. So that is that exhibit. Then we come over here. This one is kind of annoying. So I built this as soon as the first trial chamber like update came out. Since then, they have added so much extra copper stuff to the game that I didn't account for when I first initially built this. Thankfully, I still have a lot of space that I can incorporate that stuff. But yeah, currently I don't have any of like the copper golems in here. I tried to make it like a little mini trial chamber as best as I could. Even did the trial key as a little doorway. And then this is all the maps of every single trial chamber that I've looted as well. So yeah, here they all are. That's what they look like on the map. So everyone that I loot, I keep the maps for, and yeah, keep them all kind of in here. I think probably in some other barrels in some other barrels as well. I also need a stack of every single potion type, and then a stack of every single key as well. And I do have multiple heavy cores because I've collected a bunch, and then just some other like windburst books and things, or like trial chamber books. And then some trial chamber banners, which I had fun building. Wanted to make it look like a copper oxidizing kind of vibe. But yes, that's what this faction is, and it's kind of like steampunky. I got the big cogs up there, and that's what that area looks like. And then my favorite exhibits are down here. So this is my ancient city themed exhibit / deep dark. This is where I keep all of my deep dark themed items down here, so including even like shriekers and stuff. And I did want to try to do a warden face here, but I didn't really have enough space. So this is just this area. Still gotta finish it, but it exists, which is cool. And then my favorite exhibit is through here. So this is my end themed exhibit. So this is kind of bare, but when you head on through, this takes you to the end. But it's actually just a void effect that I built with black concrete with black glass on top. So here's the my end city ship. I built some like little end islands. Even looks like you're kind of got to go back through the end city doors right here. And then inside of the ship, which is built backwards, actually, inside of the ship has all of my end themed items, and I even made it look like a little end collection, like how you would find in a ship with the elytra there and the end rod. I tried to make it exactly the same. So yeah, I had a lot of fun like replicating that, and got to get a stack of every single one of those items. So that is a task that has not been easy either. But that is the plan. And then just a very angry tour guide that's sort of just very excited to have you come join his tour. So that is all the current exhibits that I have. Now I'm going to show you the factions. So the very first factions that I ever built, and yeah, so here is my very first way, kind of like my version of like a viewer redemption Hall of Fame type of situation. I have these things called factions, and I never thought we would actually fill it, and we did. So the way you get this is from watch time and channel points. It's not paid or anything like that. You get in by just getting watch time, a week of watch time to get in here. And I have these factions, and these are all dedicated to projects that I've done. So this one's kind of based on my Winter Enderland project that I've done. This is based on my Ancient City Transformation project that I've done that's like fantasy themed. I've also done like a tropical themed area to be my Ocean Monument area, which I might actually end up switching out. This one's dedicated to my like jungle village area that's very like lush cave themed and very neutral looking or natural looking. So yeah, each one represents something. So we have the tropical, the arctic, the lush, and the lush and elegant. And the reason I have these words tale and myth, and the new one that we will be building very soon, which is called Saga, is because all of these builds, all these things kind of are my story. They're all things that have helped me progress in the world, achieve the things that I wanted to do, and has just been like, it's just my story, you know, everything coming together to be my story in this world, in this adventure. And so yeah, I kind of picked words that like I felt represented that, so tale and myth and saga. And so Saga is the new one, and I'll show you the other exhibits first, and then I'll reveal what they stand for and what projects they stand for and things, which I already kind of said a little bit about. And they're actually going to go on top of these ones. So this is the Myth faction, which has the Merry faction, the Yummy faction, the Toxic faction, and then the Haunted faction as well. So I had a lot of fun doing this. This is based on my my Haunted project, my Graveyard project that I did. This can also be like kind of Winter Enderlandy themed. This one's based on my Slime farm, and this one's based on my Giant Cake. So yeah, everything kind of correlates to a project that I've done, and is a good way to like, I don't know, think about that, I suppose. And then every time they redeem an item, like it gets more expensive. So more channel points, more channel points, more channel points, more channel points. The fourth item is usually quite rare. So like an ominous key, an enchanted golden apple. This one I think is like a nether star. This one is a skeleton skull. So it kind of encourages me to go and do things. That encourages me to go and do trials. This, like ominous trials. This encourages me to go and loot ancient cities to get wither skulls to get skeleton skulls. This one, you know, I have to go kill withers to get nether stars, and obviously go hunting for enchanted golden apples. So it kind of like, the rarer the item, the harder it is for me to get. And so the next faction, the next 4 factions that are going to be honestly starting construction relatively soon. And actually, guys, that pretty much gives, that summarizes my entire overworld that we've toured. I think I've just showed everything. So here's my end portal. We're gonna jump through. And this project is my Winter Enderland project. So I built a gigantic dome using over 100,000 pieces of glass, mostly from my Enderman farm, which is right here in the middle. This is how I get a lot of my XP as well. The Enderman farm is quite great for that. And yeah, so this is just a massive wintry theme project, and with shaders on, this is what it looks like. Very magical. Love the stars that I built. And again, like going back, this project really lacks detail. Like literally, it's bad. It's really bad. So I do one day want to go back and I started doing that already. But I want to go back and redo a lot of this. I want to go back and actually add igloos that you guys can redeem. Because for every mega build, I want to have some sort of thing that you guys can redeem and stuff as well. So I want to do igloos that you guys can have. I want to redo all of this. And the trickiest thing is my Enderman farm is smack bang in the middle of this project. So not only does it need to be spawn proof, but it needed to be teleport proof. And let me kind of explain what that means. Endermen cannot spawn here. But for the longest time, they were able to teleport. The only blocks they cannot teleport to is 2 tall carpets, or water, or waterlogged blocks, or lava. And so I didn't want to fill this entire thing with 2 tall carpets, although you will see a lot of this area I did have to do. So I had to waterlog this entire inner circle here. So everything in between here to here, and plus a little bit on the outside of it as well, is all completely waterlogged, so that the Enderman cannot teleport to anywhere outside of the actual farm. So here's my Enderman farm right in the middle. And then also once you kill the Endermen respawn as well. Like the Endermen keep spawning. So I just keep killing them. Just like this. So that's kind of the plan. But yeah, this whole area has been redone. And I kind of made it look like a... Put that back up. Some might... Oh no, they can't. Oh wait, yep, that one teleported out. Gosh dang it. See, I'm still missing some spaces. Some of these are still like inside. But yeah, mostly this was a huge difference. If you saw this project before, oh my gosh, it's changed so much. I kind of built like a little castle-y area around here. It's spawn-proof inside, teleport-proof inside. Just a lot safer. Also much more decorated. Here's my end portal now. Here is my Enderman farm. A little bit of storage. And then if you actually come down here, I have a new and improved wither killing chamber. And no, I don't use minimap. This is a new and improved wither killing chamber. So I spawn the wither right here, and then I smack it, and that's, yeah, how I get all my nether stars from my beacons. So this is just, yeah. Kind of wish it was a little bit bigger. Now that I know that all this doesn't explode, I could maybe make this slightly bigger, but just wanted to like really make it safe just in case an Enderman glitched out or something and like started attacking me. But yeah, I really like this area. It's such a change. If you saw how I used to kill my withers, oh my gosh, like drastic change. And then just another escape hole, because you can never have too many escape holes with a wither down here. So I have an escape on the left, an escape on the right, and then a one at the back just in case. I just did like a big spawning platform. I think it could actually be a little bit bigger because they do tend to spawn on the very edge. So I think technically your spawning platform could be bigger. But yeah, Endermen like get aggroed by ender mites. So you keep throwing ender pearls until you get an endermite. I have one just in a minecart right there, and then they go to attack the endermite, and then they just fall down into the chamber, and that's where I kill them. So yeah, it's very... but yeah, let me show you my second mega build that I ever did / started. This is my second dome. Oh yeah, wait. This is what this looks like from the outside. This is what the dome looks like from the outside. Looks like that. So my very second mega build that I did was this one. And this was supposed to be like a nether themed volcano project with like a dilapidated city and like all sorts of things going on. Okay, so my original plan was to not do a volcano, by the way. That was, like, not the original plan. The original plan was to actually reinvent these towers, but to make it all nether-themed, and I wanted to do a red dome. I got burnt out. Like, this was one of the only times where I have been burnt out. It wasn't even really burnt out. It was, like, I just was, like, I don't want to... I just felt like I could do so much more than this. Than just build a second dome. So yeah, I had really good success with this one, and I was so proud of myself, and everyone loved it, and I was like, I'm gonna build a second one. And then that idea went out the window pretty quickly after I started building this. And again, I don't use Litmatica or anything. These were all placed like by hand whilst referencing a flippin' dome like from Plots Modeler, like just looking at it. So I don't use build mods. So this was all placed by hand, and a lot of these glass, if you look closely, you'll see some issues, some like not correctly placed pieces, I'm sure. But I just couldn't put myself through that again. I just really couldn't. So I was like, I don't want to do that. So instead, I came up with a fix. And the fix was that I was going to have this volcano explode. Haven't done the exploding part yet. And it's going to be like what melts all of the glass. So it's going to be like lava kind of coming down here and like melting the glass. And that's the reason why it's all kind of broken. And I'll have to like cut out pieces of this and also build this up a little bit more too. But I just think that'll be really cool. I think that's a good way to like salvage the project without fully giving up on it. So yeah, kind of locked in, took a couple weeks. Built a volcano, and the plan is to still make it like a lava-y kind of thing. I also want to build a whole city in here, I've decided. At first I wasn't sure. I also have a few more farms in here. I have my Weeping Vine farm, which is again all automatic, so everything just ends up in here, which is nice. I also have my lava farm in here as well, with a bunch of different sources that I can just collect all of my lava for. Then over here is going to be probably like a basalt generator and maybe like a red mushroom farm as well, something like that. So I'm going to do like each quadrant is going to have like a farm or two. And then over here is where I started building the city, and for some reason I was making it all like spawn proof, like with slabs, but I realized I don't have to do that. I just have to light it up. So I think I am gonna like actually tear this down, like these buildings down, because I don't like it, and I want to build like a whole city that's like spawning back from the ruins. You know, that's why these trees are kind of funky. I've done like nether wart soul sand trees because that's what's growing back from, you know, the corruption here. So I do want to do like a city based on that, which I think would be really cool. I started it, just never really ended up, you know, never really ended up turning up. So this always really trips people out as well. Like, this is black glass, but people are like, I jump and they're like, oh my god. But yeah, so that's pretty much the summary of my entire hardcore Minecraft world. I just did a 6-year tour. And yeah, guys, so I hope you enjoyed. I have a million things to do. I have a million goals and million plans, and this game truly is, you know, my creative outlet. It's a game that I can do anything that I've ever imagined doing. The possibilities are endless. I just have, yeah, I have so many things that I want to achieve, and want to complete and want to do. So yeah, if you ever like get bored of Minecraft, or you don't know what to do, or you don't know how to stay motivated, I have plenty of content on my channel which helps you break through those barriers. But at the end of the day, like, I just love it. You know, people are like, oh, I don't know what to do. Like, I want to play Minecraft, but then I go and play something else. I love this game. Like, this is what I want to spend my time doing. You know, you guys making this a reality for me to do almost every single day is incredible, and I appreciate that immensely.
Can we get another world tour with shaders on?
Yeah, let me just like, should we just restart that? Let's just restart. We're here today. If you're here every other stream, like, you're gonna see everything that I do. Like, I don't play offline, I don't grind offline, I don't AFK, none of that. It's all streamed only. So yeah, I'd love to have you around for everything, you know, that we do from here on out if you're new here. And yeah, it should be a pretty good time. So lots of plans, lots of things to do, and I hope you enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching my tour, and I'll see you in the next one.